Tonya TK. It misspelled my name. Tonya TKO. The captions are bugging today. They usually get it right. Let's see for Tonya TKO. Anyway, Tonya TKO here. Oh my Lord, the thing not gonna get right. All right, so let's jump into it. Tonya TKO here. We're having a very casual, low-key broadcast today that's going to be pretty conversational. I'm going to be reacting to a video, but the video I'm going to be reacting to is actually a video that I'd like to react to during a show. But I had an epiphany earlier today when I saw this video. And so I wanted to share it with you all today and discuss the epiphany that I had so that because as we grow, we get to know more about ourselves. And in last night's broadcast, welcome in everybody. Okay, the link is populated. Let me get the link out to the text notification squad and then on to the people on Telegram. Let's see. Hashtag TKO text squad. So if you want to join the text notification squad and get a notification whenever I go live, make sure that you join. It's $1.99 a month plus fees, plus the processing fees. It's actually a better deal if you do the year because then you don't have to pay that monthly processing fee because the credit card processors have a minimum fee. But nonetheless, so I just sent that out to the text notification squad. Let me get the free alerts out. Oh, my. I've been in this kind of, I don't know, my energy just has not been typical energy. I don't know what's going on with my energy, but I did want to make sure that I did this video and then we're going to get live on the other platform. So I just sent that out. And to the people who subscribe to the free alerts, surprisingly, there's only 81 people who have subscribed to the free alerts. Meanwhile, there's over 800 on the text notification squad. So it's really up to you, however you want to do it. All right. So listen, and with the text notification squad, we have a special group that we have behind the scenes where we discuss, between broadcasts. All right. So let's talk. Oh, before we talk, let's go ahead and get live on these other platforms. And I just want us to have a really casual conversation, right? Let's go ahead and get live. We're live on Twitch, Twitter. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. And of course, we are live on YouTube. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. All right. So I am your host, Tonya TKO. I am a self-love specialist. Let me know how my audio levels are. I was listening to last night's video and I was peaking. I was hollering in last night's video. Let me turn down my audio just a little bit so that I'm not going over into the orange. All right, so, and you all let me know if the audio is too whatever, right? So there are a lot of people who ask me online, who hurt you, right? And I never really know how to answer that question because I haven't been in these toxic relationships and this music let me turn down the music. Oh, I got the wrong screen up, but I'm gonna turn on the music. All right. And I never really know how to answer that question because I haven't been in these toxic relationships and all of the drama and all of that other stuff and the abuse. And I haven't gotten caught into that, right? However, I make the videos that I make and I'm actually going to turn on the phone lines. I'm going to turn on the phone lines because I want the men who disagree with my message, I want you all to call in and tell me which part of my message you actually disagree with. Let's jump right into the video that I want us to react to because I'm going to explain to you because he said something in this video, right? And when he said it, it was like the pieces. There was this movie with Pinhead in it It came out so long. I was a little girl when this came out. He had like these pins in his head, and it was like this labyrinth was in his head or whatever. And it was like all of these different rooms, but like the pieces just was like chunk, 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 chunk. They just came together for me when he said this. And I want you all to watch this video with me so that we can talk about this together. Mrs. W said, "Oh God, it's finna be some craziness." No, it's not actually, because the men who are upset at what it is that I'm saying, I guarantee you none of them will call in. We can take a bet on it right now. We can do like a cash app bet, and I'll cash app you $1 if any of them really call in. They're not gonna call in. You want to take the bet, Mrs. W? We could do a cash app dollar bet because they're not gonna call in. And I'm gonna tell you why they're not going to call in. Speaking of Cash App, this is an independent show and you all are my sponsors. So if you want me to read your comment on air, send the Apple through. It's $ Tonya TKO. The link is in the description. So without further, and I do have a verified page on Cash App, so you know that you're sending it to the right place. Because just like this caption was misspelling Tonya. See what I'm saying? It was spelling it right before. I'm gonna have to write to the programmer. And so I don't want you all sending it to the wrong place. So just make sure you got $Tonya TKO, and that's Tonya with an O. Here we go. Without further ado, let's look at this guy and see what he has to say.
Ghosting is based on an agenda, my agenda, not your agenda. In the beginning, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to show up on time. I'm going to have eye contact. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to giggle. I'm going to make you laugh. We're going to have fun. I'm going to give you all this positive energy to make you feel like you want to be with me, to make you feel like you want to pay into me, to make you feel like you want to be around me. But my agenda is always sexually driven. It was like that prior to therapy, always sexually driven. So I was a physical guy. I was a visual guy. And so in the beginning, I'm going to try my best to impress you, to make you think I'm this guy that you think I am, but I'm not. I'm going to listen to the type of men that you had, the type of men that you want, and I'm going to do my best to be that guy. I can be that guy, then I'm going to ghost you because I can't do that. I can't be that guy for a long period of time. And so once I feel that you are on to me, and I will feel that, I'll start to ghost you. I can't keep my word. I'm double-minded. So I'm going to make a decision and then go against it. I'm going to show up and then lie. I'm going to make plans and then not follow through. The easiest women to ghost are the ones that are wholesome, the ones that are genuine, the ones that are real, the ones that are strong, the ones that don't have the ones that have a low street credit score. Those are the women that are easy to ghost because you have these expectations and you don't think that people will ghost you. You don't think that people can be rude and cruel. And you're like, why did he do this? You know, what's going on, Leon? Why did you? I will never have an answer for you. My only answer is this: I have to leave you alone because I'm not this guy that I said I was. And so I won't do that in the text message. I won't do that in the email. I won't do that in the phone call. I'll just ghost you. And in my mind, it's gone away because I haven't returned your call, your text message. In the beginning, I was doing it all the time, and all of a sudden it stopped. That's when the ghosting begins. You're like, maybe he's at work. You try to give me all these chances. No, I ghosted you. It's very disrespectful and it's very rude. You'll fight hard to keep me, and the harder you fight to keep me, the more I'll take you for granted. You see potential in me, but I don't want to see the potential in myself because I don't want to see us grow. I spread myself thin for everybody else except you. You are very reliable. You're very dependable. So I have to spread myself for these other people to keep them locked in, and I'm ghosting them too. So it's like a big little circle. You are the one that has the best quality, maybe 2 or 3 things, and I like that about you. So I have to keep you around. But I'm gonna ghost you, and I'm gonna come back with this sob story because I'm going to ghost you again. And I don't want to see you with anybody else. I don't want you to leave before I leave you. So I'll keep you around because you had that 1 or 2 things. It's normally something sexual that I'm attracted to you about, and I have to have that. I need that. I want that. The other women, they don't have that. Okay, so you and I have that connection. We have that chemistry. I don't have that with everybody else. So I'll come get some from me and disappear, and then come back with a sob story. And you'll believe me. You'll listen. Because after a while, you learn to accept the minimum. You learn to take the minimum. You learn to appreciate the minimum because you are a wholesome person and you want to help me. I make you think that I have issues. I make you know that I have issues, and give you the chance to pay into me to help me. And that's reverse psychology. And so you stick around just to help me, to make me better, thinking I'm going to be with you, but I'm not, and I'm going to keep ghosting you.
All right. So there we go. That's the video that I wanted us to hear because I had an epiphany when I heard this video. And so basically, he said in there that the easiest women to ghost and to, to run this, to play this cycle on are the women who are wholesome, who are good, good natured, and all that low street credit score. He said all of those things, right? And I realized what happened to me. So, I come from a two-parent household. My father is an amazing dad. I love him very, very much. And my father is very good to me. Sometimes I feel like he is too good to me. And that's part of the reason that when I was in my car, when I was living in my car, that I didn't tell my family, because I closed my business and everybody was like, "Oh, that's a mistake." And I didn't want to let my father down. I didn't want him to have to know, I didn't want him to know I was in trouble, all of those things, right? And you know what? I need to do a different video about this, but Black women, we especially need to learn how to receive, because far too many of us do not allow ourselves to receive all of that goodness that people offer. Some Black men too. We need to learn how to receive, but nonetheless, right? So I realized when I went out there into these dating streets that so first and foremost, before I began dating, my father hipped me to game. He let me know what these men, what these boys were out there on. And I really thought that my father was exaggerating. I thought he was being too hard on these young men. I thought that he was, prejudging that there had to be some sweet, sensitive souls out there who wanted to settle down as teenagers. This is why, you know what? And I did a video. I did a video, and I'm going to play this video for you all. I was looking for it on Instagram, but my for some reason Instagram is not loading for me. I don't know what's going on and why it's just not loading, but so I'm going to look up this video because it has the word, oh God, me lad, me don't want this. I'm trying to find this video because I want you all to see. Search across my content. Let me look for the word sons, right? It's not the word son, so let me look up the word daughter. All right, let's see. I don't have it under the word daughter either. Do you all remember do you remember that video that I did where I said we're setting our daughters up, we're sending them out there into the streets looking for Prince Charming, and what they're coming across are, like these demons, right? I don't remember how I titled that video. Maybe it's on my other page. But nonetheless, right? If there's somebody who could find that video, it's a short. So I have it on my Instagram page, but my Instagram page is not loading up. But nonetheless, so I thought my father was exaggerating. I thought that he was saying, or he was being far too cruel to men. And what I learned when I went out there into these dating streets, and it took me many, 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 many years, but I'd say I was in my late 20s. And I'm one of those people that throughout my life I've always projected my age as older than my age actually is, right? And I remember there was a short span in time when I was in my 20s because when I was in my 20s, I used to tell people I was in my 30s. And then as I got closer and closer to 30, I was like, "Ooh, I'm starting to get old." And then I was like, I kind of turned it around and I posited as if I was younger, right? And I met this guy who thought that I was 25 or something at the time, 22, 25, something like that, right? And it clicked for me. The way this man tried to do me, right? The way he tried to do me, and this was a man who was a father, right? He had a son. And I realized, it dawned on me, it clicked for me, and I was like, aha. I was like, he doesn't care about me being his Black sister. He doesn't care that I'm somebody's daughter. I remember that there was some sort of plane ticket involved. And when he realized that he wasn't going to get what he wanted, he either canceled my return flight or changed the date so that I would leave, or something. He did something with my return ticket. I don't really remember because I don't hold on to those types of things. I just move on. And I had a girl at the time that worked for an airline, and she made sure that I was all right. And that was the last time that in my 20s, that I ever posited as if I was younger, because I realized that when I told men that I was in my 30s, they treated me a little bit differently, right? And so from that point, I just went and just told people that I was in my 30s. And so, so like a lot of these men are out here and they're like, oh, the best women are the best young ladies are the ones between 18 and 24. Yes, of course. Or 23 or whatever. Yes, of course. Of course. Because how are you doing those young ladies? How are you treating those young ladies? I did a reaction to a video where a guy was talking about how, oh, we need to remember how we did these girls. They were good women. They wanted to settle down. They bailed us out of jail and all of that. I did the video, right? And it dawned on me again. I was like, yeah, you know what? I remember when I was in my 20s, I was trying to settle down. I was out there dating, and of course, older men liked me, of course. The thing is that these guys, they act like us older women, right? They act like we were never in our 20s. They act like we were not there. They act like we just sprung up out of the ground full and grown. And no, these niggas was not trying to marry when they were in their 20s. They weren't. These men were not trying to treat you like someone's princess. They were not. They were using your naivete and running game and doing stupidness, right? They were just acting and cutting the fuck up. And I make the type of videos that I make because I realize what happened to me. And people think that I make these videos because I don't have a father. No, I make these videos because I do. I make these videos because my father tried to warn me when I was younger. My father tried to warn me about male nature. And I dare any man who disagrees with me to be able to pull his sack together tight enough into the front of his body to call onto my phone line and tell me exactly what it is that I say that he disagrees with. The reason why I make my videos is because if there was no father figure in your life, or if you didn't believe it from a man's mouth, maybe you believe it from a matriarch's mouth, an elder of the community. Maybe you'll believe it from me if I tell you, right? I make videos about self-love, and these people out here will try to engage in a set of behaviors that will deteriorate your self-love. I promise you, I will open up the phone lines, and I want any male person with a sack swinging down low between his legs to pull his sack, to beat the keypad of the phone, to call me up and tell me what you disagree with that I say. Because you know what happens, right? And it has happened time and time again, because 2022 was my 15th year making videos on YouTube. And those men who disagreed with me, you know what they are doing now that their daughters are 15. They are sending them where? To my videos. Now that their daughters are teenagers, where are they sending them? They're sending them to my videos. Because when they're out there running game, they want the wool to be over your eyes. But oh, when their princess comes into the world, they want someone. They want someone to warn them. Because when you invest your semen into a child and you pay for her little ballet lessons, and that's your precious princess. She got her hair up in a little bun and she's wearing her little pink tutu and leotard, and you spend all this money on her with her violins and her track and field and her little tap dance, and she's clicking and clacking her feet all over the floor looking like a Clydesdale, but you don't care because that's your baby. and you invest in her little etiquette classes, and you invest in her going to these clubs after school, math leaks club, and young STEM girls in science and math and all of that, and you invest in your little baby girl, and then now all of a sudden it's a different world that we live in. Now you want the world to have the golden carpet laid out for your little girl, but when you were out there demonic in these streets, running through other men's daughters, when you were out there, you wanted an easy path, easy street. That's what you wanted. But now that you're a little baby, you want somebody to regard your child now with the love and tender care. But you know what? Let me tell you something. These streets are getting more vicious and more wicked. So you dumb mother effers, you dumb mother effers who are sitting up here in the manosphere and red pill and talking all this effery online, just wait and see. Wait until you see the type of world that you are creating for the young ladies coming up behind us. Just wait and see. You are creating a dangerous world where, especially if you're Black, oh, and then you think that because you go and you mix your semen with some cream, that now you done birthed a little preference, right? And you think that she's going to have an easier time, but oh wait until these nigglets get a hand on her. Oh wait, and you think that you're going to be able to protect her, but you know what? She's outnumbered. To all of you men out here who are laughing at Megan Thee Stallion, who are laughing at that girl who went to sleep inside that guy's apartment, and then she woke up with someone violently assaulting her to the point that she was bleeding. To all of you who's like, oh, well, you should have told her. Just wait. Just wait. This world is getting more and more dilapidated, more and more degenerated. Listen, many of us during this pandemic, our little girls came of age. And they got all these dating apps out there. But who's on the other end of the damn dating app? What's out there on the college campuses for your daughter once she's away from home, your little precious princess? Oh, and she's walking around with her face so shiny with all that shea butter on it, with her little baby hairs and her hair up in a little puff on top, and she's walking around 1,000 miles away from home. Who is she going to turn to for advice when she's in that college campus dorm? Who's she going to turn to? And then you over here disparaging me. Oh, I hate Tonya's videos. Oh, really? 3 years from now, when your daughter is 15, where are you going to turn to? Huh? Where are you going to turn her to? I already know because it happened. And I've gotten many humbled messages from men. So listen. So I realized, so when I first came onto YouTube, I mean, if you go and you look back, I made all different types of videos. I made comedy videos. I made videos about credit. I made videos about YouTube. I made all different types of videos. But when I started making the videos about knowing your worth, those were the videos people asked me to make more of. I said, okay. They wanted me to talk about relationships, right? I was reluctant for many years because I said, oh my, what am I going to talk to you all about relationships about? What am I going to say to you all? You know what I mean? But those were the top requested videos that people wanted me to talk about over and over and over again. So I just gave in a few years ago and I just started talking about it. And here we are now. 1 million followers on Facebook later. We're approaching 200,000 on YouTube. My TikTok, I just started uploading on there a month or two ago, and the numbers continue to increase on there because there is something about my message that people find value in. If you find value in my message, I'd love for you to type it below. I want to hear from a man. I want you to pull your sack up real tight and close to your body and bang it on that telephone keypad and call me and tell me if you feel that you are big enough and bad enough. Somebody said the males in here are crying. Come, cry on the phone with me. You think say your body? Come, cry on the phone with me. Here we go. Phone lines are open, 323-488-3149. I want to hear from you. We're going to check the apples in just a moment. Thank you. I see Tina has sent through $18. I appreciate that. We're going to grab all the apples in just a moment. There was a bet going on. You all were creating a pool about whether or not they would call. The phone lines are open. Samari, we're the men that are having a problem because the line is dry. I'm waiting, and no call is coming in. Do no 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 no. Do no 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 no. Do no no do 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 no 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 no. Do 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 do. Where's the call? Where are you? Why don't you go ahead and you can post the number in these manosphere groups. Tell them Tonya TKO is live and she's beseeching you to come forward. Yes. Post the number 323-488-3149. I don't hear the phone line ringing. I want you to tell me exactly what it is that you disagree with in my message. You see, they're gone. Mrs. W, how much did the pool go up to? I saw it at $25 at one time. Where is the call? Because they'll stay there in the comments all day long, talking about how they hate my videos, how they disagree with me. But when I ask specifically, what is it that you disagree with? Because you see, the message that I get, the message that I relay, is not a message that just comes from my own experience. My message is soft compared to the message that my father would give. If you think my message is hard, and the thing about it is that men understand male nature. But yet, where are you? Call in. I'm waiting. I want to hear from you. I don't so you see, right? Can a woman call the line just to test and see if the line is working? Maybe there's something that I did wrong in opening it up. Please. So anybody, please call the line. Let me see if it's at least working. Maybe something's wrong. There's a little bit of a delay between when I make the announcement and when you all hear it. So it's about 20 seconds. Let me see how much the delay is. Yes, a 20-second delay right now. So there should be somebody calling in right about now. It's 323-488-3149. I just need someone to test the lines for me, just so I can see that I opened them up correctly. Matthew says, I'm a man and I like your videos. Thank you. What is it that you like about my videos, Matthew? The bone crusher on the keyboard, internet. But our Tyrese on the phone line. Maybe I didn't open up the phone lines correctly. I just need anyone to call in now at this point. Oh, look at this. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello. My name is Brittany, and I'm from Ohio.
Hi, Brittany. So the phone lines are working. Okay.
Yes, and I wanted to just tell you I love you and I love your message, and I've been watching you for years, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, what is it that you have to, you see it's a 20-second delay, so turn down your TV in the background for me, okay, babe?
Maybe I didn't open up the phone lines correctly. I turned it down.
Okay, what is it that you love about my videos?
I can relate to it. The fact that I'm a female, and I love the fact that you're preaching and speaking about positivity and things that women need to hear nowadays, because it's really hard out there, and it's a lot of demonic men out there that I feel like are devouring women, and I really appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you. All right. I'm going to open back up the phone lines for men, so I'm going to let you jump off. Thank you. All right. So So, ladies, no more calls from ladies. I just wanted to check and make sure that the line was working. Okay, here comes a call now. You're in Your Live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. My name is Indira. I'm calling from New York, the Bronx.
Hey, Boogie Down in the house. Hey.
Hey, Mom. So you asked the lady to call to make sure that your lines are open. Your lines are open and working. I'm waiting for the men to call too. I'd
Okay,
like to
let me
hear what
let
they
you
have
get
to
off
say.
then. Thank you. You're in Your Live with Tanya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, Tanya, it's Mimi. I'm calling from Atlanta.
Hi, Mimi. Okay. All right. So we found that the phone lines are working. They're taking multiple calls. So thank you. I'm gonna let the women jump off so that we can let the men call in. But before I let you go, how are you enjoying the show? How do you like my videos? Have they helped you?
Oh, yes, of course. I've also bought your book. I've been doing
Mm,
well this year
nice.
and just like writing down my goals and just walking forward and just executing. So like, and
Nice.
I've also left, like the the talks behind. I don't want to like carry that into the future anymore about,
Yeah.
racism when we have so much dealing within our
Yeah.
community, like the
Yeah.
women dying
Oh
every
yeah.
5.5 hours.
Yeah.
So all of that, and I don't want to go to the grave with, oh, black versus white. I don't want to do
Yeah.
that anymore. I used to
Exactly.
do it
No, I
when I
feel
was
you.
younger. And so I'm just focused on creating a life, carving out a life where I'm happy.
Okay. Well, you know what? We appreciate that, Mimi. Thank you for calling in. I want to release the phone line so that we can let the men call because I really want to hear what they have to say. So live your best life 2023. All right. Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. All right. So the phone lines are open, wide open. Where are all of the men who disagree with me? Where are all of them? Where are all of the guys? Oh, here's a call coming in. You're on Your Life with Tanya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Mr. Stormy Tanya TKO.
Yes, hi, Mr. Stormy.
Howard.
So are you one of the people who disagree with my videos and you're ready to tell me why?
No, I am not. No, I am not. You and I go back like my son was a baby when you started your YouTube channel, and I remember doing some videos and some replies back then. He's 14 now, so
Mm,
I don't know if you remember. We used to go back and forth, but not in a bad kind of way. But I've always been a fan of yours, and I see you across the spectrum. And
mm,
like I posted in the chat, that we got a lot of comment keyboard gangsters who they'll type anything, but they won't call in and say it to your ear.
yeah. Well, you know what? I'm waiting for them. And so you like my videos. What is it that you like about my videos?
You know, Tanya, I like your approach, your stance on everything. You can say something and stand on it, and take some commentary from other people that aren't exactly aligned with yours, and that's how you've been for years. So a lot of people don't like people who can just stand on whatever they say, type, or post. But
Mm,
for years you've been able to do that, and so I'm always going to be a Tanya TKO fan just because because of that.
okay.
So I don't have any problem.
What is
You
what is
know,
something what is something that you've heard me make a stance on and then stand by?
what's that dude's name that's getting a divorce now? With the wife that's
You talk about
cussing
street
everybody
meat,
out.
Derek
Yeah,
Street Meat
yeah,
Jackson?
him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
one of the last lives I caught besides the Shanquella stuff.
Mm,
It was about it was one of those lives when he got caught up in somebody's house, and I guess
got
before
you,
she
got you,
came
got
out
you.
with the hat on her head and stuff.
Oh, you know what? I
But no,
see
I
there's
did.
there's a few men in the comments saying they're trying to get through, but it's busy. All right. Well, you know what? Let's call them on their bluff. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
All right. Happy New Year to you. Good to
Happy
see
New
you,
Year to
gorgeous.
you as well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I've cleared the line. There's a person that says they want to call in. Stephen James says he wants to call in. Phone lines are open, Stephen. Jay says he wants to call in. Well, the phone lines are open. While we're waiting, I'll go ahead and play this video. After, and he's thinking about after he busts the nut. The girls are set out there into the world looking for husbands and little Prince Charmings, and what they come into contact with is little niggas and little nigglets who have been put out there and taught to take some other man's daughter and bust nuts in her pussy and toss her aside. The problem is that when boys are going out there going to find themselves, the patriarch of the family goes to the boys and corrupts them. We're sending girls out there ill-equipped. Here, so there's someone calling in now. Let's go ahead and grab this. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Stephen James, Kansas City.
I didn't hear you. What did you say your name was?
Hold on. Stephen James from Kansas City.
Oh, so Stephen finally made it through. So you disagree with my message. What is it that you disagree with about my message, Stephen James?
I don't know exactly what's been going on today. I just got off from work and it just came up on my Facebook alerts that you was live, so I just jumped in and you were going in on the men as soon as I got here. I don't like us having the division between men. It seems like everything's about the division, how bad men have treated women over the centuries and things of that nature. Every time anything happens, it's just how bad men are. And men do the same thing, but I hate watching podcasts where it's always how bad men are unless they kissing and licking women's butts all the time. Or on men's podcasts, women are all
Do you
bad
watch,
unless they
hold on, do you
kissing or
watch
licking
my,
men's butts.
James, do you watch my, I don't know what it is that you're into behind closed doors. More power to you, you know, consenting adults, whatnot. Do you watch my videos?
Oh yeah, I watch your videos. You be hostile.
Okay,
Maybe it's for the show, just to keep people entertained. I don't know.
tell me what is the issue? What do you disagree with in my videos? What have I said that you disagree with?
Pretty much, you coddle women a lot of times.
I'm sorry,
They
what?
can hardly ever do it. You coddle women a lot of times. They hardly can ever do anything wrong in your eyes. It's
Okay, let me,
always the man's
okay,
fault
that,
because
that,
a woman is
okay.
doing something.
Okay, so let me ask you this. In what ways do you feel that I coddle women? I need you to tell me something specific that I have said to coddle women.
Um, um, and coddling women can go across the board. It's about whatever. If they say they have a problem with men, you don't never find out why they have that problem, because a lot of people have problem with men because of how their
Hold on. You know
childhood
what,
was.
Stephen, listen. I can only deal with the factual, right? I need you to tell me something because it sounds like you watch a lot of podcasts, which is nice. I'm glad you watch a lot of podcasts, but I need you to be specific to mine. What is it that you have
Well,
heard me say to coddle women specifically?
well, I'm sorry, Tanya. I don't sit and with my notebook and write down exactly what I don't like about a podcast or even take the time to even remember. It's really not that deep to me. But I could tell the scene, it is somewhat coddling to women. I know this is a women's podcast, but
Yeah.
it should.
So you know, so
I would
hold
love
on.
I would
Hold
love
on.
to
I
tune
just
in and
need to
watch you.
I just need
Hold
to
on,
mhm.
I would love to just tune into your show, and when women are being bad women, you actually hold them hold them down and say, "No, girl, you're not doing that right. You shouldn't be
Okay,
doing
so
that to a
hold on.
man."
So hold
Or
on.
this
So
may
hold on. Hold
a
on.
lot
Hold
a
on.
lot of
Hold
this
on.
may.
Hold on. Hold
Okay,
on.
I'm
Hold on.
sorry.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to ask some of the people who watch my show, right? I'm going to ask some of the people who watch my show to give specific examples of times that I have held women to task. and they're going to write in the comments because you see, my show is about self-love. My show is not about fooling yourself. And part of the issue is that men don't really listen, unfortunately. And the psychologists have talked about how men tune out women when they talk, right? And I don't think that you really have an issue with my videos because you can't give any specific examples. And the only example that you're giving is that you feel that I coddle women, but I get inside women's asses. I just got in a woman's ass last night who was asking for money for her brother's funeral, and she'd received some money and felt that she needed some more. Now, you see, one of the things that you said in the beginning part of the phone call is that you don't like these podcasts with these women talking about all of these terrible things that men have done. Do you know how often a Black woman is unalived in this country? How often? Just off the top of your head, I want you to tell me, how often do you feel a Black woman is unalived in this country?
I don't know the exact data, but it's probably like one or two every couple hours.
One or two every couple of hours. So you feel that there are 12 Black women being unalived a day, or 24 Black women being unalived in the United States each day. So if according
It
by
could be.
your number, right? If there are 24 Black women being unalived, like Black Lives Matter thought it was a big deal when every 28 hours a Black man was unalived by the police. You don't think that it would be an emergent situation for people to speak up about, like, if these are real things, like, how do I talk about how shiny a Black man's ass is and how wonderful it looks with cocoa butter on it while Black women are being slain? I'll give you the numbers. It's every 6 hours according to the FBI. So they're at minimum 4 per day in the United States, and they said that during the pandemic that number has increased. So you don't think that this is, what else would I be talking about besides the emergent situation that Black women are in? How do I talk about all of the good that men are doing when we are dying every 6 hours at the hands of, mainly at the hands of a man? What else should I be talking about?
Maybe women should make better choices than men.
Right, but you do understand, and you see, right?
Hold on, I do see.
Hold
Okay,
on, hold on.
I'm parking. I'm
P-
parking.
part of the problem with that issue is that we put the impetus on women. But you do realize that the vast majority of women who are unalived after they have left the man, after they've left him, because he was already abusive, and she didn't know what to look out for. She had no father in the home, or her father exhibited traits, and then she went out there, she didn't know what to look for, and then she got into a situation, she had enough. And as she was trying to leave, after she had left, the vast majority of the unalivings happened. And then not only that, women are getting assaulted by saying, by ignoring men and their advances on the street. They're being assaulted, they're being hit. How do you choose a better man when you're just walking down the street? When you go to the liquor store and there's a group of men in their hoodies and stuff that come into the liquor store and they're trying to offer to buy you some alcohol, and you're like, no thank you, and you try to walk past them and they jump on you, start biting up your face and beating you down into the ground. How do you choose better men then?
Can I say something?
Of course, it's your turn to talk.
I do understand that happens a lot. And I just had a student. I'm a teacher, so I had a student that had a situation on the way to school one day at the gas station. I understand those things, but also for at least for me as a Black man in Black community, most of us is being raised by our mama, so we learning to not to be all in emotion. Most of my friends are dead or gone that I went to high school or was a young man with because they had too much emotion and no control of it. They was raised like women, but were told to be men.
Okay. So are you finished with your statement? Because I want to follow
Yes,
up.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
So what do you think? So women need to choose better men, right? How do we get women to choose better men? What is your tactic? How do we get them to choose better men?
Like for my daughter, 19 years old, only had sex one time, and she tell me all the time that was the worst mistake she ever made. But 19 years old.
Please just answer the question. I don't the anecdotes that we can't prove they have no bearing. We're talking about my
Uh,
show, the public. How do we get women
uh,
to choose better men?
for one thing, we need to push better ethics and morals within our households. For one thing, as
Excuse
being
me,
a teacher,
sir. I really can
yes.
only have us focus on my show because I have a duty. How do I, as a broadcaster, get women to choose better men? What do I do?
Okay. I've been hearing a lot like recently. I don't know if you talk to ladies and they always want a gangster, but they also want them to be. They want Ghost from Power, and that don't happen. That was a fictitious character. But I hear a lot of black people, black women in our culture. They say they want somebody that's kind of like a ghost or something to that nature. That ain't gonna work in our society. We push the wrong things as
So please,
things that
sir,
we
if
like and
you could,
love.
you know what, I love talking to men because men are very logical, right? And very fact based. I want you to please use your logic as you're talking to me and please have a conversation with me about my show. I've never watched Ghost. I don't know who Power is. I've not seen that. I need you to talk to me about what it is that you feel that I can do differently to help young women choose better men. What can I do?
Teach them to look for the guy that's not the urban guy, completely urban package guy that's out there in the streets, that's not going to school, that's selling, that's slinging crack on the block, that's gang banging. That shouldn't be a woman, a young lady's
Okay,
first idea of a powerful man.
let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. Come full circle with me. How do I, from the outside, with my show, how do I get it across into a young woman's mind who likes that? How do I get it across to her that that's not the path to go? Tell me, what do I do?
You as a woman, I don't think you can do really nothing. You can talk all damn day, but they really need to hear it from a man.
I need you to tell me what it is that I can do. Because if you're telling me to just not, listen, I broadcast. What is it that I can do with the power of my broadcast to be able to educate young ladies about not going that route?
Hmm. Maybe, in my view, maybe pushing more single women not to be so overwhelmed and think only about themselves. Think about the whole household, not just providing for a kid, but actually talking to the children as an adult. Because most
Okay.
of my kids that I speak with, their parents don't talk to them as an adult, as if they're trying to
Okay.
make them adults.
So that's one. Speak to them, right? Speak to them in a mature fashion about what's really going on out there. So that's one. Give me three. Give me another one. What can I do?
Don't don't speak to them in emotion. Don't bring them information in emotion on just how you
Well, I'm not
feel.
asking,
You need to go.
excuse me. I need you to focus only on what I can do. Do not focus on what I can't do or shouldn't do. Just focus on what I can
No,
do.
no,
Okay?
no. I'm saying you teach them to not speak in emotion to their children, not to bring their traumas onto their children on how they feel.
Okay. Okay, so that's two. Give me one more, please.
Um, work on finding tell women to work on finding a man that they can stick with. And
Uh-huh.
let me reword that. Let me reword it. Teach help women find a way to actually identify real men and just keep stop choosing what looks good to the eye instead of what looks
Okay.
good to the mind.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you answered those. Ladies who watch my show, are those things that I do on my show. 1, 2, and 3, speak to people in a mature fashion. 2, speak to women about not letting their emotions bleed over onto their children. And 3, talk with them about choosing better. Not even just choosing better. What was the third thing that you said?
I didn't forget. I'm sorry.
Okay. The third thing that you said, the third thing you said was what to look for in a man, what to avoid. Are those things that I talk about on my show? I'll put the comments up on the screen. Okay. So the people are answering. The people who watch my show are answering. So it's like you're sitting there and you're like, you have a problem with my show. But when I ask you what I should do on my show or what I could do or can do on my show, the things that you mention are the things that I do. Those are the things that I do on my show.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm wrong. But maybe I get overwhelmed. Maybe I get overwhelmed with all the fanfare that you use to bring the topic across.
You see, the thing is that my videos are not for you. My videos are not for you. My targeted audience are women. And I talk to women in a manner and fashion that women understand. And I show women, and I show women examples of where it is that they do not want to be. And we talk about the self-love lessons in each one of the situations that would have you avoid going down that route. We talk about mental health care. We talk about accountability. We talk about getting out of the victim mindset. We talk about protecting your womb. But the thing is, I'm curious as to why you as a man feel that I as a woman am supposed to be relaying the messages to women among women in a way that you can understand.
Okay. Maybe I get this all the time because this sounds like this delivery thing that a lot of women say all the time. You got to deliver it the right way.
And so I can ask the women, do I deliver the message to you in a way that you understand? If I deliver the message in a way that hits right into your heart so that you understand exactly what it is that I'm saying, I want you to put up the number 1. If my message misses you and you don't know what I'm talking about, put up the number 0. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put the comments back up on the screen. We're going to do the survey. There's a little bit of a delay. There's a 20-second delay. Go ahead and get your apples in because after he comes off of the phone, I'm going to check the apples. So there's a few more that have come in. So the votes are starting to come in now. So they're putting up 1, yes, plain and simple, yes. Damn the tone, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There's so many ones coming in that it's difficult for the screen to catch up with all of the ones. I haven't seen ones. Oh, well, somebody put up a 0. Let me see. Let me scroll up and see what the person's name is that put up a 0. The person had a male name. All right. So I speak to women from a woman's point of view about how she can live her fullest, best life. How she can protect her womb and stop giving birth to bums babies. Stop letting undeserving men become immortal through her loins. And you see me and you see that I'm a woman and you automatically have an issue with me. You don't even listen. You don't even listen. You don't even listen or pay attention to me.
Okay. Can I say? I
Of
do. I do
course.
listen at times. I don't watch a show regularly, like weekly and anything like that. I just catch it whenever I get the alert. But I do have the thought pattern that because I just seen Tarsha say, "What you want to, what you want Tanya to do? Cuss us out." I just want Tanya to give it to him hardcore. If you're making bad decisions, say it like you mean it. That's how men talk to each other, and it's weird for me to have to understand that you got to sugarcoat everything when you say it to a woman for her to actually hear it.
It's not that you have to sugarcoat it, it's that you have to communicate in the language that women understand. I don't sugarcoat on my show. And women do get cursed out on my show. However, you see what the thing is that you want to talk about kissing and licking ass. You don't understand when a woman speaks unless she's talking in that pick me tone on podcasts with men, talking fuckery to women that's not going to help them. They talk shit to women that's not going to help the women be as self-loving as they could be. You got women up here telling other women to have intercourse by the third date, have intercourse on the first date, to date broke ass men, men who can't afford the children that they create. This is what these pick-me's are getting up on the podcast saying to women. How does it help a woman to open up her womb to a man that cannot afford the children that would come forth through that womb? How does that help? But these are what the women who get up onto the podcast with these men, this is what they're telling women. But you understand how they speak because they're hustling men and talking in a fashion that is not in women's best interest. But then you have a problem with me. My goodness.
I ain't got a problem with you directly. I ain't got a problem with you directly.
You have a problem with my message. You have a problem with the way that I say my message. You have a problem with the fact that you don't watch my videos, but you think that I'm coddling women, but you wouldn't know whether or not I was holding women to task because you only catch videos every once in a while. I
I've been
thank you
here
so
enough. Look at my
much.
little bubble when I chat.
When was the last time you sent a cash app through? When was the last time you're not a part of the text notification squad. You are a a a distant time again, wherever it is, viewer. You're not a supporter of my show. You don't watch my content. You don't know enough about the catalog of my content to even know what it is that you would disagree with. You don't even know what it is I talk about on this show because everything that you suggested that I do, I already do.
I sent you $10 a month and a half ago.
Excuse me?
I sent you $10 a month and a half ago.
Did you? You said your name is Steve?
Yeah.
Steve?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see all of the Steves that have sent me money. Let me see the Steve who has sent $10.
The extremes are
Hmm?
no reading the chat.
I'm not seeing it here for some reason. I don't know why.
Let me look
Well,
at my cash app because it's on my cash app.
yeah, I don't know why it's not showing up. Steve J or is it Steven? 'Cause it's not
Steven.
showing up for some reason.
Oh, because it wouldn't have came up as that. I don't use my real name on cash app.
Oh.
Let me see.
Hmm.
X, 3, Tango, anytime. What is your cash app name, Tanya?
It's $TONYATKO. I mean, I believe you. If you say you did it, you sent it, right? I believe you. I'm just not seeing it for some reason. I don't know why. You know, these
You was
machines,
kind of
maybe
mad. You was kind of mad at me that day. That's why I went on here and sent it.
and you know, Mercury is in retrograde. Maybe it's just not showing up.
I hate the mental spirit channel. But it's a
Um,
woman's spirit channel.
I
Why
thought
you
you
love the
said
woman's spirit
I thought
channel?
you said you were looking through your cash app to see when you sent it. So, because I want to give you your props. I want to give you your
Because you said it
props.
don't matter.
No, I said I believe you, but I was looking, so I could give you your props because you said you did it. But I want you to get your props. I don't want people to think you a liar. You know?
Oh,
What's the date? I'll look it up. Oh, they're telling you to resend
hold
it,
on.
Stephen. They're saying resend.
Resend it.
They're saying send
We'll send it.
$50.
We'll send it.
Go ahead. Tell me the date. You search. I want to be able to give you your props while I got you on the phone. Mm. Oh man, you not able to find it either? Oh.
No, ma'am.
Oh my. Well, that means that you probably do need to resend it. You can send it now. And I'll give you your props while you're on the phone. Since you're in your Cash App right now anyway, go ahead and send it while we're on the phone. Support the show. That's
What's the
doing the
number
three
again?
things. That's doing the
Dollar
three things
sign.
that you said. Yeah, $ TONYATKO. You sent it? Because I'm refreshing.
I'm working on it now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want us to be able to congratulate you while we're all on the phone together. Yeah. Oh, looky
Then
here. Oh, it just came through. Oh, Steven sent the $10. Oh, Steve. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to search for this Cash App name because I want to give you props for all of the times that you sent through. You know what I'm saying?
oh,
So
thank you.
thank
You're so
you.
nice today, Tonya.
Yeah, of course.
I ain't even got nothing bad to say to you now.
Wow, when I went searching for the other times, there was only one that's showing up on the list. Just the one that came today. When I'm looking up that name, it's just the one from today that's coming up. Just that one.
You know,
Man.
I sent it where I could make a comment. I could make a comment inside the message, and that was.
Oh man. What's going on? Cash App receives messages when you send? Oh my goodness. Man. Well, Steve.
Well, whoop.
Whew. Maybe it's a conspiracy.
Well, maybe I sent it through a different way. I don't know how I
Oh,
sent it, but I
Cash
know I
App is
sent
the
you.
only
I sent it.
way. Cash App is the only way that I receive. That's the only way.
How do you receive a message at the same time? It was a way that you could
Cash App
receive a
does
message
it
at the
that
same time.
way. Cash App receives messages. You could type it in when it asks you what it's for. But don't worry about it.
No,
I
not.
mean, look, you said you did. The technology says something different. But I mean, there's probably plenty of reasons why it's not adding up. Probably plenty of reasons. So, you know,
Well, maybe I sent it to another podcaster.
I mean, you could search through your whole history. You didn't see that you sent it to anyone else, but that's neither here nor there. That's fine. I'm gonna let you go ahead and go. Thank you so much for supporting the show today with the $10. People are saying add a zero. You a teacher? You got some money? Go ahead and add. You can add a zero on that and send it through for all the times that you didn't.
Who told you teachers was rich?
That rich, you don't have to be rich. Support the content that is doing what you want the content to do. But nonetheless, I'll let you go. I understand. It's outside of your league. I understand. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah.
Thank you. Listen. Oh, my. Let me go ahead and what is that I hear? ahead and read these apples. Go ahead and read these apples as they have come in. I appreciate all of you and your patience. We're going to take some more. Wow, there's a lot of apples that you all are going in. Rashonda sends $5 and says, keep the lessons coming. Thanks, lady. We appreciate that, Rashonda. Onika sends $2. Thank you, Onika. Tori K says, teaching self-value, love, respect, resting in femme. Thank you. We appreciate that. The Black Copper Shop sends $5 and says, always delivering stellar content. Tina sends $18 and says, you speak more than a word. Knockout. Amanda sends 111 and says, the message too real for these men. No, I feel you on that. I mean, look. Uche sends $10 and says, wow, we're the male callers, shaking my head. Dominique sends $15 and says, for the awesome live shows. Thank you, Dominique. Carrie sends $5 and says, my first cash apple. Hey, let me put on some calypso music for the first cash apple. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be your first. Uche sends another $2 and says, thank you for the self-love lessons and teaching. Let me turn this down so you all can hear me. Why is that so loud? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Karina sends $10 and says, teaching women to love ourselves. Yes. And then here's Steven's $10. Thank you, Steven. Thank you for calling in and really proving my point. Because the issue isn't that I'm teaching women. The issue is that they don't like the style. But when you ask, when you dive in further, I don't want to give up too much yet because I'm going to open up the phone lines again. And then Nyla, no, that's not Nyla. That says Nyala. Nyala sends $5 and says, for standing 10 toes down for us, quote unquote, lowly women. All right. And then Shawnee has an apple that has come through. Oh, there's more than Shawnee. Elle sends $1 and says, she says, curse us out, Tonya. We need it. And then she has a rolling eye emoji. Sherelle sends $1 and says, you are one beautiful woman, Tonya. Love you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have on no makeup today and I feel like I look very skeletal, Shawnee sends $1 and says, you better get in Steve's ass. Listen, girl. Listen. He wasn't ready for that. As he stated in the very beginning, let me just send you your hearts. His main issue is that I wasn't praising men. It's like he wants me to sit here while 24 women are being unalived a day, according to his own numbers. That's an acceptable number. That every 2 days, almost 50 Black women alone are unalived, and that's okay. So I'm going to be sitting up here talking about, oh, look at these men out here, they're so big and so handsome, says as we out here getting gunned down, and he's talking about choose better. And this is a man who says he's a teacher. He teaches girls. And then he even knows because a girl came in and talked about a situation that she had happened to her at a gas station. But he wants me to sit here and be blowing smoke up men's asses about how great they are. He doesn't want me to highlight the terrible things that are going on. I'm going to open back up the phone lines. Thank you all. We're going to take an apple break in another moment as soon as we get these phone lines back open. Phone lines are open 323-488-3149. Come through. Men, I'm waiting for you all to call. I feel like I need some water. I feel faint. Hold on. Man, this is unbelievable. Whew. All right, so where are all the men calling? I want you to tell me what is the issue that you have with my show. Somebody said that a guy said I gaslit Steve. Really? Tell me in what way? Here we go. Here's a call coming in now. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from St. Louis.
Hi, you sound like a woman.
Oh, that's what I was about to verify. You still want men to call in. I wasn't sure. My bad.
Yeah. No, it's all right. I'll open up for women if we have enough time, but I doubt it because my energy's feeling low. So thank you.
No problem.
All right. Oh, here comes the call. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello, this is Demarcus.
Oh, hey, Demarcus. How are you? So you're on the air live with Tonya. Where you calling from?
My cell phone.
I'm sorry, what?
My cell phone.
What city and state are you calling from?
Brookhaven, Mississippi.
Arcaven, Mississippi. Okay, well, we got Mississippi in the house. Well, talk to us. What is it that you disagree with? What part of my message do you disagree with?
From my perspective,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like exactly what Buddy was saying. You're coddling a lot of women, absolving them of accountability, responsibility in their actions of what they do in everyday life. Like you literally said in one of your posts, it's men' responsibility to break up with y'all. That is ridiculous. If you're not happy in a relationship, why can't the women take, hey, I don't want to be with you anymore? Why is man's responsibility also?
Okay. Is that what I said in the post? And I'm glad that you called in and you brought that up because you highlight something very spectacular. And
Really?
I'm going to, yeah, you do. I'm going to pull the post up so that people can see it, right? I'm going to pull the
Go
post
ahead,
up.
go ahead. I know you're gonna set me up. Go ahead.
No, it's not a setup. It's not a setup. So this is not the right page. Let me see if I can get the right page up on the screen. Okay. So let me make this smaller.
Andy Dana.
Excuse me?
Nothing. I'm just waiting on
I'm
you.
sorry. Are you telling me any day now after you came up and mentioned a post that now I have to find on Facebook? And you're telling me any day
Is
now?
are you already offended?
I'm
I'm just trying to get
you're
to the
offending me
situation
by
at hand.
talking about any day now. So this is the post right here. I'm gonna let the people in the comments read the post. So
Okay.
so he is alleging that I said that it's men's responsibility to break up with women. What does this post say? It says, can men not tell when a relationship isn't working? Why do women and then I'm posting up someone I screenshotted someone who says, why do women always have to end relationships? It's like all the decision is on women. And I'm asking the question to men, can men not tell when a relationship isn't working? And I open up the floor for people to talk about that. Where in this am I saying that it's men's responsibility? What does that post actually say, DeMarcus? What does it say? Does
Okay.
it say it's men's responsibility? And I have some follow-up questions and I talk about how, almost 80% of divorce are initiated by women. And I'm asking, why
Yes.
do men coast along? Why coast along in a relationship if you're not happy? Or are the men happy and they're fine with it? Or are they not listening to their
Maybe the
women? What
women
is
aren't happy,
exactly? And that's a
but
great point. And the thing is, you don't
okay,
see the
fine.
irony of that. The irony is that the men are sitting there in a situation with a woman who is unhappy. And she has most likely expressed to him time and time again that she's unhappy. But
Oh,
he's
oh,
not
oh,
listening and
oh,
not
oh,
hearing
oh.
or
Argue.
misinterpreting.
Oh, that can
Sir,
be argued. That can be argued.
sir,
Ma'am,
sir.
women, you should know
So
yourself that women are
listen,
complex
I
creatures.
need you,
There is
I
no
need
way.
you. Yeah, so listen, and
Okay.
and there are many women who can attest to this. Men and women do seem as if we speak different languages, and
Yes.
men seem to not understand that when a woman is quote unquote nagging, that she's not nagging, she's expressing her needs over and over again, and you're not hearing her. And I've seen this in real time. And the reason why I asked that question is because I saw it in real time. There was a friend of mine who was dating this man, and she asked him over and over and over again for months she needed him to do something, right? To behave in a particular way. What ended up it was something specific to their relationship, but many women can attest to this. And she kept telling him what it is that she needed. And he was like, you're nagging me. You keep this again. And then so it got to the point where she was like, okay, well, I'm not going to bring it up anymore. And then they broke up. And then he went around telling everybody that he doesn't know why she left him. But for months, and it was a good 6 months to a year and a half, where she was unhappy and he just did not want her to talk about her unhappiness. He didn't want to change and he didn't want to give her what it is that she said that she needed. And then when all was said and done, he walked away from the relationship and he was like, I don't know why she left me. And I was like, oh my God.
Can I please say something?
That's the, yes, you can. But so that's the reason why I brought it up, is because men seem to have a large tolerance for their women's unhappiness and not do anything about it and then wonder why she leaves.
Okay. Again, it seems like the focal point in all of your messages are women. Let me tell you something. I do construction. Listen to me. I do construction. That is a hard ass job. Every day. I literally work every day. As a man, do you think I would want to come home after doing so many hours of work and have to hear about somebody else's complaint? Look, everyone has hard days. Everyone has problems. That includes your man. And most of the time, in a relationship, it's going to be the man having the more problems. But we have to focus on the women. I just feel like that shit is unfair. You bring up women's death a lot. Okay, we die more than y'all.
No, you don't.
What?
Excuse me.
Oh,
Hello.
okay.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello.
I'm here.
We're talking about
Here we go.
IPV, intimate partner violence. There are not more women. You know who's unaliving men? Men are unaliving men. So if you have an issue, yeah, we can't say the other word on here.
Oh,
so
okay.
we have to
I'm
say
sorry.
unaliving. You seem real snappy. I don't understand. So I
I'm
just
not
don't understand.
snappy. I just
You
don't
like
agree at all.
unaliving. So you don't watch my videos then, because this is
No,
the
I
word.
watch your videos.
You don't. If this is the first time you heard unalive, because every woman, every man, everybody's saying unalive on YouTube now, because you can't say the other words.
I
So
forgot that you're on YouTube.
okay,
So
you can't
yeah,
say it
you
on
have to
Facebook either.
sugarcoat certain words for
So
obvious
yeah,
reasons.
so
I'm aware of that now.
DeMarcus.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know why? Do you know why you work on your relationship? Do you know why you work on it? So you have a hard job, you come in and you say you don't want to hear somebody complaining about their needs, right? Do you know why you
No.
take the time? I'm sure she doesn't want to have to talk about, what it is that she needs and doesn't like. I'm sure she doesn't want to have to do that. But do you know why you do it?
I'm listening.
So you
For
don't
the
know
sake of the
why.
relationship?
You do it if you value the relationship. It's like a plant. The plant needs water. The plant needs nutrients. The plant needs compost. Otherwise, you're not going to grow tomatoes or fruit. It's not going to bear fruit.
I understand analogies quite well, ma'am. But here's the problem. There's a time and place for that. Like, when I have to wake up at 7 in the morning. All right. I got to get focused, do my job, and come home. As soon as I come home, I don't want to hear, hey, I need you to take the garbage out, or yada, yada, yada. I don't want to hear complaints. I need men, for women that are listening to me right now, men, your man, if you have one, I'm sure most of y'all don't. But for the ones that do,
You see
men
how
need
sassy
time
you
to
are, right?
decompress.
You see how sassy you are, right? You see
I'm
how
not.
sassy
Oh,
you
it's
are,
okay.
talking about most
It's
of
wrong
you
for me
all
to be
don't.
sassy.
Huh?
You throw sarcasm like playing cards, but I can't be sassy.
Oh, well, go ahead and be sassy then, DeMarcus.
Like I'm not even gonna hold you, but your sarcasm is amazing.
Go
But
ahead
other
and be
than that,
sassy. I'm about to
all
go
I'm
get my
saying
fan
is,
to fan myself.
okay. All I'm saying is, men need time to decompress. We face a lot more obstacles than women do. And I don't want to hear nothing about rape culture because for what
You
some
can
women
please don't
forget,
say that word on my
boys get
show.
raped too.
Please
Oh
do not
crap!
say
I'm
the
sorry.
capital R word on the show, please. You
I'm
know, if you
sorry.
cannot
I keep
say the
forgetting you're
capital
on
M
YouTube.
word, you cannot say the capital R word. You're gonna get my video demonetized. You're gonna have to send me a Cash App.
Oh my, here we go.
Look, you
How much?
demonetized my
How much?
video by
How
saying
much?
those
How much?
words.
How
You
much?
work construction. I know you got money. Let me see where your
Yes,
heart lies.
I'm just give me
Uh-huh.
a number. I'm not worried about that.
Okay, send $100.
I knew you were gonna say that. All right, I got you.
Let's do it while we're on the phone so I can give you your propers while you're here.
Props.
Hey, look, Aretha Franklin said propers, so I'm repeating after the queen. But go ahead. So
Is this what y'all do? Y'all
what?
con man into getting into giving you money? This how you get support?
Con? Oh my goodness, DeMarcus. Con.
Okay, con's a harsh word. Coercion.
You feel like you're being coerced?
Very.
I just want to congratulate you while we're on the phone. I want to give you your props.
One second.
Mm-hmm. No, he know the hell he did. No, the hell he did. No, the hell he did. No, he did. No, he did. You know, maybe the phone got disconnected by accident. Maybe it got disconnected on accident. So let's call him back and see what happened. Because surely that must have been a mistake. Surely, because I know he wouldn't have hung up on us like that. I know he wouldn't have. I know he wouldn't have. I don't. Which number is this? There's a few different. Is this? What time is it right now? Let me call. What? Here. Let's call this number. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Steve from Kansas. I just got one thing to say real quick.
What do you have to
And-
say?
I'm
What?
trying to wait till your live catch up because I can hear you talking still in my ear for some reason.
You got to turn off the TV. Listen, a lot is happening right now. Move quickly, Steve. I'm on a mission.
Okay. Let me scroll back up and see what I said. Oh man, you
Let me go back on my mission. I'm sorry. Listen. Listen. DeMarcus, we're calling you back because I know surely you didn't hang up on purpose. DeMarcus? Demi? What happening now? Let's refresh. Maybe he had to send the Cash App through, so he had to get off the phone to send it.
At the moment, please leave a message after the tone.
What's going on? How did this happen? How did this happen? How did this happen? What? Wow. Surely it was an accident, right, DeMarcus? You see, so let's have a conversation. Oh my goodness. Listen. So let's have a conversation about some of the things They say he couldn't handle his emotions. He was too emotional. So there were a few different things that we went over on the broadcast, right? Um, and this was a perfect example, and I'm glad that you all were here to witness this, because he's talking about how, you know, I made a post saying that it's men's responsibility to end relationships, right? But when we looked at the post, that's not what the post said. The post said, can men not tell when a relationship isn't working? We're in that. So so he has a history of not even being able to relay something that he read in writing. Now imagine having to hear it. And you know what? Let me just say this. I needed to say this because he talked about how when he comes home, he doesn't want his woman talking about, can he take out the garbage? So then do it so that she doesn't have to talk about it. When you come in, don't even put your bags down. Don't wash your hands. Don't take off your shoes. Just go grab the garbage and go take it out. It's as simple as that. That way you don't have to hear her mouth. You don't have to, none of that. Just go ahead and do it. It's as simple as that, right? So, so he's like, so he has demonstrated for us that even with his own eyes, as he sees a post in writing, that he cannot decipher what it is that the words are saying in writing. So imagine if the words are coming via spoken, how he can't relay it back accurately. And so he wants me on my podcast to talk to women about ways to please men. But on the flip side, he doesn't care and doesn't want to hear about how to please his woman. They want every podcast to be sitting up there teaching women how to juggle a pair of balls in her hand. But he doesn't want to hear about how to make his woman happy, how to invest in the relationship. I don't even do relationship coaching on my show. I don't talk about how to make relationships work. I talk with you about self-love and what is the most self-loving thing that you can do in a relationship. Every relationship is different. Every man is different. I'm not here on a soapbox preaching to random people about blanket statements about what men like. Kevin says, I can tell when a relationship isn't working. Dear, listen. It's like this is why. And you know what? And I put up, this is a great post, and I wish that I made a video about this. I put up this post like 2 days ago. It has over 1.4 thousand comments, and it is a great discussion. Go to my Facebook page and share that in your groups. Share this conversation, because you will see men and women think about relationships in two completely different ways. This is why women have to initiate divorce, because the men are fine accepting. They're like, listen, as long as you're doing what it is that I like, continue to do that and I'll stay in this relationship. It doesn't matter whether you're happy or not, because you will tell them forthrightly and exactly in your words what it is that you need of them. And they will hear you. They'll tell you to stop talking. Oh, why you always got to complain? Oh, I don't want to hear this. Oh, but you know what? And I'll give this advice. I don't typically give relationship advice, but I'll give this advice to the men out there, since you all are beseeching me for relationship advice. If you come home from work and you're tired and you are exhausted and you need some space to yourself, right? Grab your woman up. You know how you grab them big piles of laundry when it's time for you to go do your laundry once every 3 months, and it's a huge pile. Grab your woman up like the pile of laundry. Kiss her in her neck, or grab her from behind. Women love that. Kiss her in her neck and say, you know what, baby, I love you so much. I'm really tired right now. Let's set up a time where I can give you my undivided attention, and we can talk about what it is that you need and how we can get on the same page. And then you give her a nice squeeze on her booty. Tell her that you love her, that you're not mad at her. Nothing is the matter, but you're just tired and you just need to rest so that you could be your best self for her, right? Ladies, if that would work for you, please put up the number 3. If that would work for you, to give you some time to know a time and date that you will, and then when that time and date comes, sir, show up in your right mind and show up ready to hear, not listen to respond, but listen to really hear her and hear what it is that she needs, because I am telling you there is an expiration date on her expressing her needs. So go ahead. Let me see. Ladies, go ahead. So the ladies are putting up their votes. So the ladies are saying that it'll work. It'll work. Men, so this is some free advice for you all right there. If you want to keep your relationship, because men are like, oh, they're the gatekeepers for marriage. Yeah, but you don't even know, you don't know how to keep the woman once you get her, and then you end up divorced, and nobody wants to be divorced. Trust me, she does not want to divorce you. She doesn't want to divorce you, but she will, because there's an expiration date on her having to express over and over and over. Listen to what the women are saying. Listen, the women are answering that they would like that approach. That they would like that approach. You have to connect with your woman. You have to let her know that you love her, that you're not mad, that you still want her, that you're attracted to her, that your needing time is just something that you need, but that you are going to show up at a specific time. And be there in that conversation as the man that she needs you to be. Because part of protecting is also protecting her emotions. Being the protector of the house is also caring for her emotions. Somebody lost, talking about what's the question. Lord, you lost in the sauce. Listen, phone lines are open. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. My guy, what happened? Son, no $100 has come through. He hung up on us. I thought surely. I mean, DeMarcus was sassy, wasn't he? And then the saddest part is when he was like, why can't I be sassy? You know, my vagina crunched back up into itself like a Christophine. For those of you who haven't seen a Christophine, you can go ahead and Google it. I'll Google it for you. Christophine. Let me see. How do you spell Christophine? Yeah, here we go. Christophine. Here. Oh, this is Christophine. Christophin. Christophine. All right. So here, it looks like there's an E at the end of Christophine. But yes, so my vagina crunched back up into itself like a Christophine. There's a Christophine right there on the right. When he said he was sassy, my vagina crawled back up into itself like a Christophine. You see it right there? This is a Christophine right here. That's exactly what my nanny did, just like that. Right back into itself. Talking about, why can't I be sassy? Oh, you can be sassy if you want. Be sassy then. Be sassy. My goodness. Milad. All right. So we're waiting for those calls to come in. Men, I'm waiting for a man to call in. He was happy to say he was sassy. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna go check the apples then. Go ahead. Let's run the music. Let's go. My goodness. All right. Lizia sends $5 and says, as a therapist, I know you are a reliable source. You know what? That means a lot coming from a therapist. I really appreciate that. And you know what? There are a lot of mental health professionals who watch my show. I'd love to hear what it is that you enjoy about the show, especially from a mental health therapist standpoint. Latricia sends $5 and says, Jay, have your list ready? Okay, so Jay is supposed to be calling in. Jay, get your list ready. Nyla sends $5. Thank you, Nyla. Goddess sends $2 and says he actually didn't have an issue because he doesn't watch. Listen. Shelly sends 111 and says, this is my first cash apple. You are a true gem. Let's play some Calypso for the first cash. Oh, we got a call coming through. Let me answer the call. This looks like you're in the air live with Tonya. What's your name?
Kick me off.
Who is this?
Steven.
Hey, Steve, I'm reading the Cash Apps right now, so just hold on for just a moment, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you for the first Cash Apple coming through. Thank you, Shelly. I appreciate that. Grant sends 222 and says, accountability for Nakers. We love you. Latricia sends $5 and says, DeMarcus has no comprehension skills. And Malika sends $5. Thank you so much. Thank you. And it looks like Uche has sent in an apple. Let me refresh and have that come through. Uche sends in $1 and says, hold on. She says, surprise DeMarcus. Hold on. Surprise DeMarcus didn't talk about weave and lashes. And then Steven has sent $5 back through. Oh, he's on a roll now. So let's grab Steve and see what he has to say. Hey, Steven, welcome to the line. And your $5 just came through. Thank you. So I see you really going, you really showing up today. Thank you.
You're welcome. But I did have something to say about smacking your woman on the butt and saying, babe, I need a couple of minutes. First, I want to ask a question. Why do women, even as a housewife, why do y'all have so many issues with your friends and your mama all the time? We're almost 5 days out the week. You got to have a problem because somebody said something or looked at you funny. Why?
Those are the types of women that you're choosing. Weren't you the one who came on here and said that women need to choose better? But then now you asking me? I don't do those sorts of things. So these are the women that you're choosing.
It seems like it'd be a whole lot of them, but still, I shouldn't have to. Hold up. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna just finish up saying there's a particular demographic of women who do behave that way. Those are the women that you're choosing.
But say if I'm at home and my woman go out to work, I know I'm not going to rush up on her and tell her to do nothing as soon as she walk in the house. I'm never going to do that with things because I understand. I use my emotional intelligence, my mental to actually understand where she's coming from before she walks in the door. I know how to walk in other people's shoes.
You know what it is? Especially if she's a housewife with children. And I learned this from message boards, right? Because like if you really want the answer, you go to the place to find the answer. I learned the answer to this question on message boards. Women, so are you talking about a mother who's at home with children?
Yes.
Okay. So the issue is that she doesn't have any adult contact and she's around these irrational beings all day and she has all of this pent up on the inside so that when you come home, you're another adult that she gets to speak to like an adult. And that's when everything just comes and just tumbles out. She's doing that because she is starved for adult interaction. She's starved for a break. She has a lot pent up inside of her, and she needs to get away from the kids. She needs to be able to talk to an adult. She needs to just vent and let it out. That's what I learned from message boards. That's why she's doing that.
But I blew my shoulder out a couple of years back. I had to stay at home for like a year and a half and work from home. But I knew it, and she started working outside the home. I knew I wasn't gonna run up in her face as soon as she got here.
Were you taking care of small children?
Hold on. Huh? I had the children too. I had my children too.
How old were they at that time?
My youngest was a year.
Oh, okay.
And then I had a 7-year-old. And my oldest, she was 11. But I knew for a fact that I wasn't gonna rush my woman and hit her in the face with a whole lot of stuff going on. In fact, I used to hit the door like I love Lucy. Hey, honey, how was your day? Give her a kiss and go back to work.
Well, there's two different things going on here at once, right? Number one, part of the reason that you have that approach, or there are two different reasons why you have that approach. One of the reasons that you have that approach is because you know what it feels like to have somebody bombard you at the door with a bunch of issues. So that's one reason why you have that approach. The other reason why you have a different approach is because you're a different person. You're a different person than she is. She's the person that she was, and that is the way that she handled it. And then also, she'll never know what that feels like because you never did the same thing to her. So she does not have a point of reference for what that feels like to get all of that as you come in through the door.
I get that, but I didn't have to have a point of reference to not know. Just don't rush up on somebody.
That was part two. You are a different person. You know,
I get that.
you know what? I'm gonna tell you this, right? Just from being a woman who dates men, right? I really love being in partnership with men because men are kind of like the bone on the inside of the meat. Men are what keeps everything firm and stable and strong. I love being in relationship with men because they help me, because being a woman feels like a big blob of fat. That's what it feels like being a woman. You are constantly just squishing and moving all over the place. And coming into contact with men, you really get to learn structure. You get to learn a lot of different things that some men are just naturally good at. And so if your woman is at home all day and she's falling apart, part of the reason that she's coming to you is because she's falling apart. She feels like a big blob of just fat, like the blob just moving around, and she needs that strength and that structure from you. She craves it. And she needs you to help her hold herself together because she's falling apart. And she may not have done it in the right way, but you as a man, like how men love women's softness. You know how you just melt into your woman, and everything just feels all right, that she can just soothe you in a way that there's no other type of soothing on earth. That is what men's strength does for the feminine. A man's structure and strength will help us keep it together, help us from falling apart. And in the same way that you like to be soothed by softness, women like to be structured by the strength, by the hardness, so to speak. So that's why she had a different approach than you. She's a woman.
I know because even at that same aspect, because I have so much structure, I was able to work a customer service job in my office. I was able to cook dinner, take care of the two kids, and not be stressed and not bring it to her. In the same aspect, when it was on her, it was like such a hard job for her just to keep the kids together, make sure dinner's ready by 5 o'clock. Things
So
like
then
that
maybe
was so
maybe
hard for
for
her.
your household, what the structure that you needed, or the system that you needed, was for you to stay home and be a stay-at-home dad and her to work, if that's what worked better for your family. But what ended up happening?
I went back to work, and then she started feeling self-conscious because I grew in my employment, and she never could grow in her employment. So she got kind of angry, and her ego and stuff got in the way.
What happened with the relationship? I don't have a job.
We finally got a divorce. I got custody of the kids because she couldn't take the stress of having the kid on a daily basis.
Okay, so you see, and I want you to please understand and hear yourself. Okay, hear yourself. The type of woman that you chose was a woman who had an inability to regulate her emotions. She was overwhelmed by even by dealing with her children. She was jealous and petty and argumentative and all of these different this is the woman that you chose. And now you're talking about all of these different
When I
women
was
out
16,
here.
when I was 16, when I was
Oh,
16.
but all of the other women, but when I'm talking, right? But when I'm talking to women, all of a sudden, these are women, grown women who made choices. Men like women on average 7 years younger than them. So any woman that you're talking to, she's dealing most likely with an older man. So if she chose poorly, she's choosing poorly from a younger person's perspective. They showed a graph that said that men, by and large, throughout their lives, are attracted to 25-year-old young women. So it's like, even when they're 40, even when they're 60, they're attracted to 25-year-old young women. So we're talking about girls who are making choices for men when they're 18, 16, like you were. But then a big grown man like you will come onto my phone and be like, well, she should have chose better. Well, she made the choice when she was 16. She made the choice when she was 16 with a man who was 23. These are the conversations that we need to have.
True. I just always, maybe because I'm a different person, I always think people should grow. I was a drug dealer when she met me. Now I'm a teacher for the University of Kansas. I came a long way,
What does
and
this
I
have to
thought we was
do
both gonna
with?
grow. I
So
thought we was both gonna grow.
you chose a woman, you chose a girl who got with a young man, a boy, who felt that dealing illegal narcotics was acceptable. That's the type of girl that you chose. You chose a girl who dated a guy who dealt illegal narcotics. That's who you chose. And then you started wondering why this same drug dealer loving girl had issues taking care of her babies, not being able to emotionally regulate, not having beef constantly with her coworkers and her mother, all of this chaos. Running up on you when you come into the house, not giving you any break, so much so that you had to take custody of the children. This is the girl that you chose. She liked drug dealers. This is what you chose. And now you're wondering why she showed you who she was by the mere fact that she accepted you. Where's the lie in what it is that I'm saying?
She chose me, but also in her choosing me, I decided to make a change because I wasn't going to stay the same person that I was.
But she never promised you that she was going to make a change. She was a drug dealer loving young lady. She never promised you that she was going to change. That's who you chose.
I really wasn't asking her to change. I just wanted to stay the same and just keep her and grow in her emotional capability.
You wanted her to change. Growth is change.
Yeah, and she told me, in a relationship, she talked to me and said, I don't want you selling drugs our whole life. I said, you know what? I sure ain't. And I made the move.
Okay. Thank you. So did you get what it is that you needed when you called in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a lot.
All right. What did you get from this? What did you get from this phone call?
Heard.
So that's all you wanted is for people to hear your voice?
I heard you also. But
what is it that you
gained?
What is it that you gained from this conversation, Stephen?
That I need to talk to women as soft as possible to actually get my point across to them.
You have to come into physical contact with your woman, hug her, squeeze her booty, kiss her on the neck, and let her know what it is that you need, that you still love and care for her, and let her know when you're going to be able to show up and be your attentive self. Because if you let a woman know, if you give her a time that you're going to show up and give her undivided attention, and then you show up and do that, she can start to begin to develop trust for you. And she can then begin to believe your word. But you have to be a man of your word, and you have to be able to comfort and soothe your woman. Otherwise, because if she doesn't believe you, if you're not a man of your word, then it's going to create emotional dysregulation in her, where she's not going to be able to really depend on you, and that's going to make her bonkers.
Make her bonkers?
Yeah, it's going to make her bonkers. If she can't depend on you, if she can't trust you, if you don't do what you say and say what you're going to do, then she's just going to be bonkers.
So when is a man's time to get that same respect?
This is what I'm saying. In your relationship, you have to set up a time where you two have conversations about what it is that you need. And you have to choose a partner who is able to have these emotionally intelligent conversations. You have to choose a partner who is willing to hear you. You have to choose a partner who is good at regulating her emotions, hearing people. But you know what? It doesn't seem as if men value those qualities, because as long as you see a fat pussy camel toe, some titties with some nipples sticking out, and some glossed up lips, you forget about needing anything else. Then the next thing you know, you out there getting run ragged.
Yeah, but I haven't found many that have it.
You're not looking in the right places. And if you have that hard of a time finding people in your area, look for a matchmaker. She will help you.
Thank you, Tanya.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in. Oh, my goodness. It looks like we have some more apples that have come in. Let me grab these real quick while I'm waiting for a man to call in that is, listen, because this is what they value. They don't value you getting along with their mother. They don't value you being able to, you're boring. You're mature, but you know, they don't have the same attraction for you that they have for that wild girl that is going to be like a bucking bronco in the bed and slay him. And they don't have the same attraction. You're too nice, but he doesn't have the wherewithal inside of himself to admit to himself that he finds nice girls boring. Ay, Ross. Ross, let me just grab these apples real quick. All right. Okay. So, FEMA sends $5 and says, another great live. Thank you so much, FEMA. We haven't seen you behind the scenes, FEMA, in the text notification squad. Where have you been? Erica sends $10 and says, Erica from the Bronx saying, hey, hey, Erica from the Boogie Down. Joanne sends $5 and says, thanks for lifting me. Oh, you are such a sweetie. Thank you for being lifted. So I want to get one more call from a man, and then I'm going to open up the line for a few ladies to call in. 323-488-3149. I'm waiting for a man to call in who has a problem with my show, who has a problem with the messages that I speak in my show. Listen, Alana, I'm telling the truth. That's what they want. They want a woman to slay them in the bedroom, and they're trying to turn the veritable into a housewife. And she's not down with the program. She didn't want your damn babies to begin with. She wasn't with it. And then you're wondering why. And then she's out there fussing, arguing, carrying on. You're in the air live. Hello? The person hung up. Okay. You can call back in. I'm waiting. I think that was DeMarcus. Let's try again. Let's see.
This person cannot be reached at the moment. Please leave a message.
Well. He calling from some fake number. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Dr. Chris Lord from Brooklyn, New York.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
I'm all right. You?
I'm fine, thank you. So you wanted to talk about what is it that you're calling in to speak about?
Well, you asked for men to call in about any problems that they have with your message.
I said that I wanted them to grab their nuts and dial on the keypad and dial through with their nuts. You have a pair of nuts, Chris?
Yes.
When did you get your pair of nuts?
Eternally.
They're internal? You mean your ovaries?
No, what I'm saying is that God said he'll do it when he's ready.
That God is going to turn your internal ovaries into a... So when God is ready and he descends your ovaries out of your body, and when he descends... when he descends those ovaries out of your body and lets them hang down low as testicles and let them create spermatozoa, then you can call back in when Jesus does that.
Wait. Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Have you ever seen an electron?
I'm going to give you one opportunity to say one thing that you have an issue with on the show, and then I'm going to release your call.
Okay. The problem that I have is not so much with you specifically, but this is just a problem with women in general. Is that
I don't want to hear about what you got to say about women in general. I want to hear about my show.
Okay.
That's why the phone lines were open.
Well, what I'm saying is what you do on your show is the same thing that women do in
general.
I
don't want to hear you talking about anybody in general. I want to only hear you referring to my show. Okay? If we can do that.
Okay. So yesterday what I had asked you was, if a woman is independent, why are you saying that she should, that men should give her money? And I don't think that it's right for an independent woman to receive money from men. I think that if you're independent, it's an oxymoron to receive money, because the only way you would receive money is if you're dependent. So an independent woman should not be receiving money from any man anymore.
How is that working out for you in the dating world?
You know what? Let me ask you a question. What about you? You're not with any man. So
you don't know.
The point is that it's not
I want you to prove.
Anybody.
Why don't you prove who I am with or not with?
The point I'm trying to say is that
no. The point that you know. No, I asked you. You are giving advice. But I'm asking you how your advice that you are giving is working for you. How is this be independent and don't ask me for money? How is that working out for you in your life?
No, I'm saying women should not be asking men for money, but men should be asking women for money. Do you understand? Tonya. Tonya, I don't hear you anymore. Tonya?
Phone lines are open, 323-488-3149. I want a person, like I said, who has descended testicles with spermatozoa floating around in them to pull them testicles up and call on my phone. I don't want anybody taking their pussy and smearing it across the keyboard. That's not what I want. Bring your nuts to the phone and call in. This is as simple as that. People are asking, this was a person, this person has called in before. This person has some issues going on. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from? Hello?
Oh, hey, Tonya, how's it going?
Were you born with a pair of nuts descended from your body?
Yes, I was.
What's your name and where you have to take me off of whatever device I'm on because I'm not hearing a clear connection to you.
Oh, okay, fine.
Oh, well, listen. I need a person with a pair of descended testicles. Listen. If your testicles are up inside of your body and they're called ovaries, if you split in the middle, simmer down. There will be a time. There will be a time. But if you got a sack hanging down low that you can use to bang across the keyboard, use that sack to bang across your phone keypad. If you still got the QWERTY, it might hurt. But if you got the touch screen, squeeze them and warm them up a little bit, and then have them tap across the phone screen and call 323-488-3149. Listen. Somebody says I'm about to get some heat. I ain't getting no heat from no one. I'm not going to get no heat from anybody. Because I say what I mean and I mean what I say. And when I say I want a person with some descended nuts to call through, that's what I want. You all got me being improper. This damn thing ain't gonna be monetized now because of you people. You're in the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Oh, hey, Tonya. I'm David from Pearland, Texas.
Oh, that sounds so delicious. Pearland? Are there a lot of pears there?
I think back in the 1800s, it originally started as a pear orchard.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess there ain't no pears there now, like the Georgia peaches. I guess there ain't no Pearland pears, which is sad because pears sound
Oh, yeah.
delicious. But go ahead, David. So let's hear. Let's hear.
Well, I personally support your messages. I think what you're saying is very beneficial towards women. I have a lot of nieces, and when they get old enough, I'm going to encourage that they listen to your content. But in speaking to men that disagree with your message, I kind of understand. Well, not understand, but I know some of the crazy warped reasons that they have. So, my brother, he's one of them. He, his third baby mother, he put her out 2 weeks before she was about to have her baby. He cut the lights off, he cut the internet off, and he took her credit cards, all because she was questioning him texting and calling other women. And in his mind, he has the right to do that. And, of course, I told him he was crazy and what kind of person does some stuff like that. But a lot of men think like that. My stepdad, he's been cheating on my mom probably for most of the 30 years that they've been together. And he doesn't see anything wrong with it. So it's really kind of sad.
Oh my goodness. So why do you think some men have a problem with my message? And then I'm going to let you go so I could open up because I really want to hear from a person's mouth directly.
Mm. I don't think they'll generally call because I think you're too logical for them and they don't know how to push back because what they think and believe, it doesn't make sense when you break it down.
Got you. Got you. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in, David, and you should grow a pear tree. The soil is probably right for it out there. Probably right.
Oh no.
You don't
I
want
might I
pears?
think about it. I'll call it my Tonya pear tree if I do.
Oh, so you flirting with me now, huh?
Oh no. No, I don't go that way, unfortunately. But that's why I support women because I see how a lot of men treat women, and it's actually really terrible. And so I always tell most girls, I said, well, you really can't trust men. Like maybe 5 or 10% of them might be decent, but most of them are warped and don't even know they're warped.
So,
Unfortunately.
how come you didn't call in when we had that great gay discussion the other day?
I wanted to, but I was busy doing some other stuff. Now, I would say that I'm not a typical gay male, like not to be whatever, but I don't generally agree with most of the thinking that other gay men have.
Oh,
And like
really?
you said, yes, they a lot of them don't understand that they still have biases because even though they may prefer men, like you said, we were born in a society with the patriarchy, so they
Right.
don't understand. Yes, you can like men, and yes, you can be friends with women, but you also kind of, unless you're very self-conscious, you kind of still assimilate a lot of the negative, well, some of the traits that
Yeah, it's
men in
true. It's
general have.
true. It's true. So,
Yeah. So
are you dating anyone right now?
no, and that's kind of why I agree with your messages too, because
Well, let me
even
ask
though
you a
you're,
question. How tall are you?
oh, I'm small. I'm 5'5".
Oh, and you sound a little plump. You got some meat on your bones?
No, I'm actually not that big. 130, 130 pounds.
Really? Okay, because I know a guy in Texas, but he likes thick dudes though.
But you know what? You know how the messed up ways that men act towards women. I
Mm-hmm.
always tell my friends with your girls. I said, well, if you imagine how terrible it is for women, men act even worse when it's men on men. So how they objectify women, they objectify men even more when it's men on men behavior. Unless you look a certain way and you have their certain attributes, like they really don't care about your heart and your feelings and your emotions. Of course, like women, they don't care about that. And so that's what makes it sad for me, because if you happen to be one of the few that, like, okay, yes, it's important to be physically attracted to someone, but it should be more than that. And if, like I
Please
always tell people, I
understand that
like,
men are much worse to women than they are to other men. The only thing is that they try to play a game because they know that women have a different standard. They're just more forthright with other men, but they are much worse to women because of the same patriarchy that you were talking about.
yeah, I can see that. I think maybe what I'm saying is, and like you made a good point the other day, a man and a man, at least, well, for the most part, I wouldn't be in that group, but a man and a man, they're going to be pretty much similar strengths versus a man and a
Mm-hmm.
female. So even if a man mistreats another man that he's in a situation with, it's not going to be as terrible as if he mistreats a woman that he's with.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's really
Well,
unfortunate. But I I kind of admire some things about other cultures. Like, I think when you're more self-conscious and are more aware and respectful about human life in general, that you
mm-hmm.
respect women more.
Oh.
And you know, it all
Which
comes down
which
first to
culture
being.
do you think respects women more than the American culture?
Well, I would say currently, maybe not in the past, but I think currently Europeans probably are more respectful
Mm.
towards women um, now than American culture. I just think they're slightly more evolved.
Okay, maybe I don't know, but thank you for your input. We appreciate you calling in and giving your point of view. Make sure that you sign up for notifications so that you can get a notification when I come live. There's free notifications and there's text notifications. It's up to you. Text notifications are $1.99 plus tax or plus fees.
And I just signed up by texting the number.
Inside of the link, it's tanyatko.com/text, www.tanyatko.com/text. And that's the way that you sign up for text notifications. And then there is also inside of the description, I'll get the link for you all. It says get
Okay.
free alerts when I go live. I'll post that inside of the thing. So there. I just posted it.
And
So
I'm
you can get
sorry to
free
hear
alerts
about
when I
your
go
friend
live.
too.
Yeah, I am too. I am too. Well, thank you for your concern. I appreciate that. You have a good rest of your evening, my dear. Sign up for the text or the free notifications, okay?
I will have a great one. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. All right, phone lines are open. She's thinking about happily ever after. Uh-oh. 323-488-3149. Phone lines are open. I'm waiting to hear from a man. You know what? I'm gonna wait for one more man, and then after that, because we've been on for 2 hours, I was fatigued when I first got on, and I didn't do my yoga this morning, so I need to do my yoga before I go to bed. So I am going to do that after we get off the broadcast because I'm doing a 30-day yoga challenge, and I have to get because I went to boot camp earlier, and so I didn't do my yoga before boot camp, and then I was in boot camp sweating and all that other stuff, and I came back home tired, and I was like, let me just eat, rest, and then I'll do my yoga, and then now it's 8:30, so I am going to do my yoga before I go to bed because I've made that commitment to myself, and I feel like if I don't uphold the commitment, that things will begin to fall apart. So the least I can do is uphold my commitment and do the yoga to the best of my ability and do what it is that I said that I was going to do. So nonetheless, phone lines are open 323-488-3149. I see Natasha saying Jezebel spirit. We really have to be careful with calling people names, attack the argument, not people, regardless of who it is that you're talking about. Let's talk about, just don't call other commenters names on the broadcast. All right, so I'm waiting. Men, where are the men? Oh, all right. I'm going to open it up for women. I'm going to open up the phone lines for women, so anybody can call in, women or men, anyone can call in to talk about anything that they want to. I did get a sense today that the men who disagree with my broadcast don't even watch. They just they just um they just see that I'm a woman. They see that I make videos to empower women, and they get angry about that. And the thing is that I don't get it. I don't get it. But you see, the ones that do have an issue. They don't have daughters. They don't have daughters. Phone lines are open 323-488-3149. So 323-488-3149. 323. I don't know why it's cutting off the 3 in the beginning. You're on Air Live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
It's Latricia Samuel, Tonya, New Jersey.
Hey, Latricia, how are you? Welcome to the line. So talk to us. What's your comment this evening?
Viewing this whole video, the things that was going on, I'm seeing that men don't, when women talk, they shut down and they don't listen at all. And everything that you have been saying over these years, I've been watching you for years. It's like you hold women and men accountable. But for some reason, when you open your mouth, Tonya, and it doesn't matter how you say it, they shut down and they only hear what they want to hear. So emotional intelligence and comprehension, I feel like this was lacking when a woman speaks. That's what I've been hearing coming through the phone. I'm not saying all men, but I'm saying the ones that's calling you and basically disagreeing with you when they have daughters and mothers and sisters and aunts that go through the same exact thing that most women go through.
Yeah, cognitive dissonance. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So I just wanted to say that, Tonya, and I love you, and I haven't been behind the scenes lately because my phone's broke, but I'll be talking to you in the group soon.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Are you a part of the Telegram group?
Yeah, Telegram and the text.
Oh,
box.
okay. Cool,
Yeah.
cool. All right, so you're that Latricia. Okay, perfect. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. All right, then. I'm getting
Okay,
another
love
call,
you.
so let me grab that. All right, then. Bye-bye.
All right.
You're on the air live with Tonya TKO. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm
Hello?
calling from, can you hear me?
I can. It seems to be a little bit of a delay. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
My name is IJ. I'm calling you from Maryland.
Okay. Hi, IJ. So talk to me. What's your comment this evening?
Right. So the last person who just spoke, actually said she spoke my mind because if you notice, aside the guy, the last one you were asking about his size, aside him, every other person who called had a problem listening. They don't listen. Most men do not listen.
Yeah.
It's like you're saying one thing is going in through one ear and popping out the other ear. They
Mm-hmm.
hear what they want to hear. They lack the emotional intelligence to comprehend what you're saying, just like the
Mm-hmm.
lady said. You know,
Yeah.
I was calling in before her call came in, and she said exactly what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
So I would just advise most men to listen. Like, if you're mature enough and you really want to have a successful relationship, you need to listen to your woman. There
Yeah.
are no two ways about it. There is
Yeah.
nothing you can do about it. If you keep listening to outsiders but not the woman you're with, that's a problem. You keep
Yeah.
jumping from one woman to another, and you will miss out on the goodness or whatever you're supposed to gain by being
Yeah.
with her. That's what I
Yeah.
wanted to say.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
All
And I
right. Oh, you're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. This is Vanessa. You know, I'm in California.
Yeah, hi Vanessa. Text notification squad in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. IJ, you got disconnected as you were saying that you love me. We love you too. Thank you. All right, so Vanessa, talk to us. What's your comment this evening?
You know, I'm just calling in because I've been saying that for the longest. What Demarcus did and said, it's been crazy. I've been saying this for the last 35 years.
What have you been
Men do
saying?
not men do not comprehend. And
Mm-mm.
yeah, they have emotional and immaturity. They do, but when it comes to comprehension, I really believe men don't comprehend anything women say at all because
Mm-mm.
I hear a lot of men on other videos talking about modern women. And then, let me just give you a quick example.
Yeah.
Tanya, I do DoorDash.
Oh, do
And
you?
yesterday, I went to two black guys.
Yeah.
Both of them came to the door with money in their hand because they didn't tip me through the app. They were going to tip me in person. But as soon as they saw me, the smile left their face and they put their hand in their pocket and dropped the money in their pocket. And I'm like, what was that about? And I only get that from younger guys who think every black woman is a modern woman. So they don't comprehend anything. So people are harming other people who actually are hurt people, so they hurt them too. And it drives me nuts. It's like, stop telling them stuff that you don't even know about. If you knew about it, it would be different. But no one does stats or looks up data like you do. They just spew, and they know these men are going to listen to it because they don't have any kind of comprehension skills at all.
Yeah. But what does comprehension have to do with them not tipping you though?
Well, because they're getting me confused with something that has nothing to do with me. I'm 60 years old. I don't look anything like a modern woman. I've been married. My husband died. The whole 9 yards. I mean, boy, as
But
soon as
how do
you
you
see,
know
if
how do
you,
you know that they're not tipping you because they feel that you're a modern woman? How did that get connected?
no, I'm just saying that's one of the things that's being said. So what other things could be said that makes them so negative toward black women, period? Because I'm no typical black woman. I'm nice. When I go up, the first thing I do, if they come out, they say, hand me my order. I make sure I say hello first, enjoy your food, stay safe, and Merry New Year, or whatever the case may be. So it's not, and I get high grades, but for when it's black men, I've noticed that my grades are low every time.
So just what you do is you just stop when you see there that you have an order and you see can you see the customer pictures?
No, you cannot. All
You
you get is
can?
a name.
Well, if you see a name that look like a name that look like a name, you just don't take that order.
I know what you're saying,
Okay,
but it
just don't
just
take that
really
order.
made me think about it.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing is, just like you said, I look up stats and stuff like that. There isn't enough in your story to really help us know why they are behaving that way. You could look like their mother or remind them of their mother or their, you know what I mean? Who knows what the issue is, but there's definitely some sort of issue that's going on. So if you see that there's a particular neighborhood or name, just don't take the order. Let somebody else who is going, because it doesn't make sense for you to do that time and time again and then not be getting your tip. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I actually made that decision yesterday. I said, okay, you know what? If it looked like a black guy name, guess what? I'm not going to his house because I don't understand that. When they come to my house, I tip them.
Yeah, that's you.
So,
Listen, I
yeah,
know
I
exactly
know.
what you're
And that's
talking
why I said
about
I got to stop being so giving.
because when I get deliveries and it is, doing the delivery, it's one of two things that happen. Either they have an attitude, one of three things. Either they have an attitude, they start flirting, or it's nothing. It's just one of three things. Most of the time, they have an attitude, and then that attitude gets converted into flirting. I had one guy, because remember I told you all about these New York rats that thought they was gonna be able to get inside the house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, these New York, like during the pandemic, they were ravenous and they were insane. So I contracted with a company that stayed on it. I got a year contract with unlimited visits so that anything that they needed to do or patch up or fix that they did. And so there was the very last time that I had somebody come, it was a black guy and they're supposed to wear their masks. This guy is complaining about wearing his mask. Oh, he got all this attitude and all of that. I let him do his job. So, I am who it is that I am. And and then I said something. I was like, this is what I said and listen, I don't know why I said this. And I was like, I know you want to show your handsome face and everything, but you got to wear a mask. After I said that, it was like petrol got put in his back. He was then all of a sudden he was like, oh yeah. And then he like tried to get my number at the end and everything. But I don't care. But I really needed him to wear his mask. And when all was said and done, I called the company and I just told the company that I need these workers, that when they come inside my house, especially because it was the pandemic, that it is company policy that I shouldn't have to ask them or cajole them or be sweet to them to get them to put their
Yeah.
mask on. And apparently it was company policy for them to have their mask on. So they did what they needed to do behind the scenes, but I'm just letting you know, I understand what you're saying because they come with the attitude and they come with the preconceived notions unless, you
For no
invigorate
reason.
them as a man. And if you can't invigorate them as a man because either you're not their type, because you're older, maybe some of the issues that they have with you is ageism. Maybe they thought that they were going to
Yeah,
be able to
and I thought
flirt.
about that.
Maybe they were like, "Oh, let me give this money so maybe as she's bouncing down the stairs, I can see a little bounce or jiggle or whatever." And then when they see that you have grays and they're like, "Oh, she my mama age, I'm not gonna give her a tip." It could be any number of things, but whatever it is, it ain't got nothing to do with you. Just don't go. Just don't go.
Yeah. Oh, I've made that decision. Yeah. Oh, and Tanya, we need to do it behind the scenes because I have something to tell you off the line, off this platform. I saw something that actually may be something you may want to look into. It's not a video or anything. It's something about you personally, what you told us for the Telegram group that was
Okay.
actually in your test notification.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. All right, we'll do a behind the scenes. We almost did one last night because it was difficult coming down off of last night's video. But we'll do one. We'll do
Yeah.
one because I'm in the process right now. I'm spending my days trying to find a location, and I found a location, but it only can house 16 women. So that means
Oh,
me and
okay.
15 women. So yeah, so we'll have to figure it out. We'll have to figure it out. I'm
Well,
still
I'm
in the
going to be one
process.
of those 16.
Well, you know what? Listen, well, this is why you need to be able to get your tips. because the retreat is going to cost some money. So you better don't
Oh,
go to
I
these
know.
places that
That's
ain't
why
cheap.
I'm trying to redo things. It's gonna be okay because I'm doing Instacart now, and everybody tips there.
Wonderful. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Don't go to certain places. If you see that it's on Martin Luther King Drive, if you see it's on MLK Jr. Drive, don't go. Don't go. Just be like,
No, thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm
All right.
sorry.
I'll talk to you later,
All right.
Tonya.
Love
Love
you.
you. Have a
Bye.
good one.
All right. Whew. Listen, listen. Esther's talking about these. Well, thank goodness, because it's winter and there ain't none here. But you know it's getting cold, so I'm gonna have to do what it is that I need to do to make sure that they don't come in here. You know what I mean? Because phone lines are open. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Sunny, and I'm in Oklahoma.
Hey, Sunny from Oklahoma.
Hey,
Is
I was
that
just
song? Wait,
calling because
oh Susanna, oh don't you come for me? Because I come from.
I
Is it
wasn't born.
Oklahoma?
I
No, it's
wasn't
Alabama.
born here. I'm here now.
Okay, so go ahead.
I was just calling in because I was thinking that the reason why a lot of the men that called in who don't actually listen to your content but just lumps you in the category of women that they don't like, basically, is because you don't give them an easy out. You don't base your content when it comes to character on people's political beliefs. Or, you don't do religious, you don't do vegan and vegetarian. You just say men. And that requires men to separate themselves to those men by their character and morals. You don't give them the way out. They have to come up their own way out, and they can't do it. So they throw you in the same category as anybody else. Don't give them a way out without actually listening to what you're saying. So
Honey, hold on. I'm
that's all I'm
sorry. Where are you from? Are you from the East Coast or something? Because you're talking fast.
South Carolina.
Oh, you're talking too fast for me to catch all of the words that you're saying. Can you just go back a little bit and then just repeat for me, please?
Okay. I was saying that I think that the reason why the men that called in earlier who don't actually listen to your content, but they throw you in the same category of women that they don't like, is because you don't give them an easy way out. You don't say the bad Democrats, the bad Republicans, the bad, Christians, the bad Catholics. You don't give them a category to be separated from. You just say that these men, and that requires them to separate themselves by their morals and their character, and they can't do it. They need you to separate them. If you don't do that, then you're just like everybody else, you're not helping them separate themselves from the problem. It's probably because they are the problem.
And you know what? That is the thing. It doesn't seem as if they have the ability to differentiate themselves. So you see a man kicking a woman out with her kids, and you identify with the man kicking her out. It's really bizarre. It's really bizarre. Not you, but I'm talking about them.
I didn't get to watch that one, but I can't imagine. I can imagine a lot of women actually identifying with him, but I can't imagine how.
I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about men that they identify with him and be like, oh, you're criticizing. They can't see that I'm criticizing bad men who are behaving badly and trying to help women avoid that behavior. You know who
they would do that and they would see why it's wrong.
Yeah, because you know what? Every man doesn't hate my content, but you see the men that do hate the content are the ones that it's easy for him to say, oh, you needed to choose better. But when it comes to their situation and the choices that they make, oh, they don't see how they should have chosen better. They don't see.
Yep. But also, they don't hate the content. They just say they don't watch it. What they heard you say is not, all they heard you do is not separate them from the problem. They already said they don't listen to you very often, so how do they not like your message if you don't know what the message is? But all they heard was you didn't say not all men or the bad group of men or the Pookies and Ray Rays. You didn't separate them. So they just, now your content means all of the things that don't mean.
Yeah, you know what? Because and you know what? It's funny you say that because I don't believe in those categorizations because they try to pretend as if it's poor men or men from the ghetto. Some of the biggest mama's boys I've ever seen are men from the ghetto. the ones who grew up poor, they love their mamas, and they are in prison right now fighting people who say anything about their mama.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't
But
know. They like those categories. You're right, so that they could be like, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that." But the only common denominator is that they're men. That's it.
yeah, so their morals and characters was supposed to separate them, but since they don't, because they probably identify and resonate more with the men who are the problem. They're upset because you won't tell them they're not the problem. You're not telling them they are the problem. If they can't separate themselves, then they're telling everybody else they're the problem. So they need you to protect them and shield them. They need you to be their mama and to shield them from themselves.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to grab this last phone call, and then I'm going to check the apples, and then we're going to jump out of here. All right. Thank you, my dear.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Love ya. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Tonya, this is Kepper Bayat. How are you? And I'm from New York. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I don't know if have we spoken before?
I've spoken with you several times, Tonya.
Okay, because I know I see
Yeah.
your name in the comments, but I wasn't really sure if we'd spoken. So you're the last caller. Talk to me. What is your commentary this evening?
Well, Tonya, I love looking at you. I look at other female YouTubers, and I think the issue is that the reason why a lot of these men are so upset is because they know that the issue here is not that they have an issue with women. They have an issue with their oppressor, and they refuse to come against the oppressor. So I always say we Black women are not their enemy. They have an oppressor that they need to rise up against, and because they don't want to, anything or anyone who speaks otherwise and point them in that direction frustrates them, angers them, because that means that they have to do something. They have to take a stand. And the fact that you are advocating more to tell women, listen, it is not our role to fight for men anymore. That right now we need to take a back seat. Let them stand up, because at this point they're not valuing us. Of course, they're going to be upset. So it's nothing that you're doing. It's just that they have to get to a place of understanding that we as Black people, Black women, we're not their enemy. But we're not going to fight for them when they're not showing us love and respect or valuing us. We're not going to be constantly having these children that they refuse to take care of and then blame us when we try to do the best that we can. So I would say you keep doing what you're doing, because your message resonates and is making waves among not just older women, but younger women. And they need to hear that because we are the change. Women are the change that's just going to get these men in a place where they have to change how they're moving.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? But the thing is that it really takes men looking within themselves, and rather than looking at themselves, they're traveling to distant countries looking for women who are desperate. I wanted to just bring something up in terms of the oppressor. I'm actually beginning to think that a lot of these men are attracted to white men in a perverse sort of way. I started thinking about this just this past week, so I haven't fully developed the idea, but I'm just going to say it out loud, and then maybe that'll help me work through my thoughts. So you know how men really respect power, domination, dominion, um, overcoming, all of that stuff, right? Competition, that's what I meant to say. I think that they hold white men at the pinnacle as alpha men. And I think that they are silently trying to compete with these alpha men, or who it is that they're considering alpha, right? By trying to then defile his woman, right? But all while he's trying to defile the white man's woman, he is thinking about the white man. He's thinking like
Well,
you're
Tonya,
with a woman and you're thinking about a white man. It's like you're like, yeah, I'm with, yeah, and you're, yeah.
Tonya,
Mm-hmm.
Tonya, can I say something? I
Yeah.
have a male friend who actually he actually kind of vocalized that. What he said was is that oftentimes black men, because they can't physically come against their oppressor, what they will do is at minimum sleep with their daughters, because at the end of the day, if I can't win that war on one front, I could win this war, and this is how I conquer you. And that's what he told me.
Yeah, but I think it's even deeper than that. I think it's that he actually wants to listen, think about it. Think about it. Think about this. Think about this, right? They think white men's features look better than black men's features. That's what it boils down to. When he is coveting the white woman, he is basically saying, white man, what it is that you have created, I feel looks better than what I as a black man can create with my genes. Like I'm creating the card game, right? Of asking these questions. And one of the questions that I want you all to ask is, I want you to ask these men, who in the media do they feel is their ideal woman, right? Like what looks are just like who, and see who they choose. The women that they are choosing are not women that they can make with a person who has DNA that looks like theirs. They have to get the white man's DNA into the mix in order to be able to make the women that they find most attractive. That is a direct attraction to what white men make. It's homage. They're paying homage to white men. They're paying homage to the white man's DNA. They're paying homage to the white man's hair texture. They're paying homage to the white man's nose and lighter skin and lips and all of that. They're paying homage to that which the white man has exalted. He doesn't have enough self-love and self-pride to be like, the daughters of my loins, the daughters with my features are the best looking. No, they're like, yeah, I got to get some white DNA in here, and then they'll be better looking. I need white men's DNA in my child so that my child will look better. What type of self-hate is that? What type of self-hate is that?
It is self-hate. Well, Tonya, you just spoke a word, and that is very, 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 really telling. But I will also say that because men are supposed to be based on power, because they know that they hold the power, the only because they can't fight against them or don't have a desire to, then the only thing that's close to it is to envy them and try to model them through, procreating with their women.
It's like,
and the sad part of
mm-hmm.
I was going to say the sad part about it is that, I really feel like we're in a awakening where, because women are waking up and really seeing what's actually happening out here, I do believe that the trajectory of what's going on will be changing. But, again, it's just, sometimes it's just sad that you constantly hear the rhetoric, where men constantly are, putting women down about who they chose, the fruits of your labor. You have these children, you do the best that you can, and still people can come back and say, even despite all that you did and because you stayed, it's still your fault about the outcome. And that's unfair for me. I think that's I think a little bit is disheartening for me. So I would say, ladies, stand your ground, like Tonya said, we're not supporting people who's not supporting us. Don't allow them to speak poorly of you. Don't allow them to call you bro and all that other stuff, because these men will kind of they will try to degrade you by actually calling you a man, and you hear that in different conversations, even rappers and everything like that. It's almost like to minimize that you're a woman.
Yeah.
And we already got enough of that within this culture, this American culture, where they're questioning who's a real woman, whatever. So we have to stand firm about what we want to accept and what we won't accept. And when it comes down to these men, give value on women because they tried to do the best that they could with the children that they made. No,
Yeah.
we're not
But
accepting
you know
that, and
what?
we're not
It's really
tolerating the disrespect.
it's self-hatred because I want you all to think about this. I would do a survey, but I'm a little tired. I want to get out of here. But you all can think about it. You can type it in the comments if you want. But the black men who are on social media who are exalting their daughters in the media, their babies, their daughters, the ones that you see the baby pictures of, there's only one or two black men that I know that are exalting brown skinned Negroid babies, daughters in fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them, all of the babies are mixed. Other than that, men just don't come out to the media with their daughters. It's like, oh, I got this mixed baby. Let me let everybody see how cute she is. Oh, let me do these cute videos brushing her hair. Let me do these cute videos teaching her gymnastics. Let me do these cute videos teaching her whatever, ballet, whatever it is. They're making these videos dancing, cha-cha-chaing with their daughters that are mixed. It's the vast majority of all of the babies, the baby girls that you see black men putting up are all mixed babies. They do not put up their Negroid daughters by and large. So I would say like some do, but it's so rare that I had to I noticed it during the pandemic because we were all watching these videos and it's like video after video after video. I was like, gosh, where's the little brown skinned baby girls with the afro, the Negroid hair? And it's like they talk about how they want you to be natural and they don't like their features. They feel like they've accomplished something,
Mm-hmm.
like they've made something great when they join with the white woman. And I really don't think that it's in an effort, oh, because I can't beat the white man, I'm going to F his woman. I think it's deeper than that. I think that he wants to be consumed in a tryst, in the throes with a white man, because that's the next step. It's like you covet his features so much that the next step is to just be with a white man.
So you mean like in terms of sexually, like they crave the desire to be with a white man, or that they want to be a white man?
I think it's all of the above. I think they want to be with
Gotcha.
them intimately. I think that there's something arousing about a white man's power, right? And I think there's
Mm-hmm.
something because if you think about the epitome, if you think about men who love men, right? They love the features that men, they love the pecs, they love the abs, they love the chiseled jaw, they love manhood. They love masculinity. Gay men love manhood in various flavors of it. They love manhood so much so that they love the phallus. Their men in general are phallus worshiping. They worship the phallus. If you ask men, 9 out of 10 of them would not want to live if they did not have their private part. They wouldn't want to live anymore. They wouldn't want to be on the earth. Ask men. Would you still want to live if that thing got chopped off? They worship the phallus. The very next step, so they love being amongst each other. They love tussling and wrestling and rolling around with one another. The next step is to just be in union with them. So I think that there's a portion of black men who just really want to be consumed and devoured by white men or consume and devour white men. The ultimate show of power and domination is to get on that white man's back and subdue him and buck break him in the ways that you were buck broken. So that's one. And then two, I think they want to rule alongside white men. They're like, oh, master, you are so powerful. If only, oh, let me show you all something. Oh, you're not going to believe what I have to show you. Oh, you're not going to believe it. Here, I got it up on the screen. I want you all to read what I have on the screen. Can somebody read that for me? It says, y'all black women hate the truth. If black women were like white women, black men would be just as good as white men. I've been waiting for the moment to post that on my Facebook page. So they want to, they're like, if only I can get you black BITCHs to just cooperate enough, then I could be as good as the white man and rule alongside him. So they want you to be submissive and doormatty enough to support him in his rap career or his gold tooth dreams or whatever it is that he got going on, right? That he can then be alongside the master and dominate you and the rest of the world. He just wants to be side and side like Othello and Iago. They want to be hand in hand, side by side, ruling along with their Greek gods, right? It's that, and then I think that it's the other one that they want to actually be them. We got men out here nowadays getting perms. I had to send the video to myself. Let me see where I have this video. They got black men now getting perms, so now that their hair is straight. Let me see where I sent this to myself. Give me one. Because, I get so many videos, and somebody sent this to me, and I was looking at this, and I was, let me check my IG and see if I sent it to myself there. I was looking at this and I was like, oh, so this is what they want. This is what they like. I was like, oh, hold on. Let me scroll. Oh, yeah, here it is right here. Let me make this larger and then bring this over here. I feel like falling in love. I got to turn off the sound on this. I just take a look at this. Look, this is how they're looking now. Oh, my God, I got the wrong screen up. Look. Look. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can make it larger here. Here we go. So this, look. Oh, and they got some sassy music play. Look his face. He's so happy. He's so happy. If you think about it, right? They love when black women have these weaves and the hair straightened. They love it. They love it because they think that those genetic features are better. So what is next? Next is for you to just push her aside and just go ahead and get that silk press yourself. Look his face. He's so happy. Look. Oh, my hair is swinging like a white man's. Oh, look, Kefir. My hair's swinging like a white man's. Look. Look at it. It's down on my shoulders. Limp as can be because before all is said and done, he's going to have to add a few tracks under there just to get it full-bodied. Look at him. Oh, look. Look at him. Oh, now I look like Massa. Oh, look, you see his muscles. Women are all about, if you think about it, women are all about the beauty and the looks. And so they wear these hairstyles to appeal to black men. If black men liked afros more black women would wear afros. There's a reason why black women started pressing their hair. And then now look. Oh, so now he got it. Oh, look, it's falling to the front. Oh, look, gravity. Oh, gravity has taken a hold of me. Look at him. Look his face. Look his face. He's so happy. Look how long it is. Look, it's on my shoulders. Oh, I'm at the gym with my press. I can't even do my workout because I gotta look at my hairs. Oh, Tanika's telling me to turn it off. No, I need you to look at this. Look at him with his muscles and his tats. Now he looked like how he always wanted to look. But he's noticing it's a little thin in the front. He knows it's a little thin in that bang area. So he's going to get some tracks put in there soon just to kind of fluff it up just a little so it can look truly like Massa. Come on. You know what I'm saying is true.
Yes, Tonya.
All right. Well, Kefir, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tanya. I enjoyed you as always.
All right. You have a great rest of your day.
You too. Good night.
All right.
Bye-bye.
You sound so sad getting off the phone. What's the matter?
No reason, no reason.
Is it his silk press has got you
Mm.
sad?
No. I think it's just disappointing. I think I think for me it's just I hear this argument all the time. You constantly hear the 50-50 conversation, but it's some of it is just I even seen a gentleman who actually the story I think somebody had posted about the young lady who got kicked out the house.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and a gentleman, he's one of my Facebook friends, not somebody I personally know, but I happened to see something that he posted, and his position was she effed around and found out, and I'm like, do you really think that this is funny? Like, I mean, that wasn't funny. She had a baby in her arm, and there was other people under it who were supporting it, like other men, supposedly men or males supporting it, and I'm like, what about, I mean, and I said to him, I said, well, you have a daughter. Would you want that to be your daughter? But whenever you ask men about, like, listen, you want to have these behaviors, you want to display these behaviors and give this to a woman, but are you allowing this for your own daughter? Would you accept this as the minimum behavior for your daughter? I mean, and fear is fear.
Right.
And that's the part that kind of bothers me, because they can't so it's acceptable for somebody else's child or daughter,
Yeah.
but not for yours. But you think you're going to get better outcomes for your child? No. You have to have, it has to be better standards across the board how men and women conduct
Well,
themselves.
it's all about competition with them, and they're like, well, this ain't gonna happen to my daughter. There's gonna
it
these
will
people. They
happen.
listen.
It will.
These people in India and China were so goofy that they thought that they could abort all of these female fetuses. They thought they could abort all of them, and that these sons were going to have women to be with. In China, men don't even want to live because there's not enough women for them to settle down with. They feel they're like, I'm never going to have children. My genes are going to die with me. And the parents just didn't have in their male worship, they didn't have the foresight to see. And these men, they're thinking, oh, well, my daughter is going to be different. There's going to be all of these great men there for her. But meanwhile, they're continuing to corrupt and sully the field. When your daughter comes of age, you're going to see what is available for her, because it's only getting worse and worse. It's only getting worse and worse.
What, Tanya, can I give you one more example?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've seen a video, like a reel of I believe it was Ace Metaphor, a couple people where they were interviewing a guy.
There's no need to say other people's names on my show, please.
I'm sorry.
No,
okay, so he had asked this gentleman, but I do need to say these two people. He asked them,
no,
like,
it's
if you
okay.
were raising you seen this video?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's two different ones. There's two different ones. One there where they was talking about Future and Russell Wilson. I saw that. I need to react to that, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, please do a reaction. Only because the reason why I would say this, that it's amazing that you can see him literally, like, the contradiction is so real. It's so real, and things like that bothers me, because it's like, but it's okay to raise your boy this way, but you don't want that same boy to meet your daughter. How? It's crazy.
Yeah,
that's the crazy psychology of men, and
because they're unleashing,
I hope it gets better, but
they're unleashing their little beasts onto the world, and to terrorize other people's daughters. But they don't realize that those same beasts are going to be unleashed onto their daughters. They don't have the foresight. We've really got to get men out of power. I've been saying this for the past 3 years. Men are not. They have demonstrated time and time again that they are not fit to lead. They can't even control their own loins. Let some sweaty titties bounce up and down in front of them, and they giving away the secret codes.
Well, I think things are going to be changing soon. I think if people,
Yeah,
if
rise of
women
the feminine. Let me
start
let you
holding
get you off
firm
the
about
line
what
because I've been
they,
on for almost 3 hours. So we're gonna have to pick this
okay.
conversation up another day. Love you, Ma.
Thank you. Have a
All
good
right.
night.
You
Time.
too. You too. All right. So I want to see your SLL. I just go ahead. Just get your self-love lessons ready while I go ahead and pull up these apples. All right. So let's go ahead and read these real quick. Let me refresh and get these. Nia sends $1 and says, I have been highly entertained. Love ya. Thank you. I'm glad that you were entertained by the show. Alicia sends 111 and said, first Cash App. You speaking facts tonight. Hey! First Cash App in the house. You know, I love that. I love when you all come out, and I love that. So thank you. I played some Calypso for you. Tanya Walker sends 555 and says, thanks for all that you do. I appreciate that. Thank you for your love and support, Tanya. I appreciate that. And then it looks like Oheneg Tega. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but last name Kivie sends 364 and says, amazing content always. This person is sending in pounds from pound sterling. So thank you. I appreciate that. Latricia sends in 111 and said, Nick Cannon said that. No, a lot of people. There's a lot of ignoramuses out there. Oh. All right, let me send some hearts through. I'm so tired. Let me get these, because then I still have to do my yoga. I hope the yoga session today is easy. So let me get the self-love lesson. Support Zesties to be with Zesty. Stand your ground. Mother texture. Trying to get rid of women and it made themselves lonely, sexless genes extinct. Yeah, exactly. It's so silly. It's like they don't appreciate the unique position that women play. Good, they get what they deserve, trying to get rid of women and made themselves lonely. Yeah, exactly. All right. I feel so sullen and sunken in right now. Damn, I'm late, says Medusa. You gotta get here on time, Medusa. Gotta get here on time. SLL, men have homoerotic lust for other men. Protect yourselves. Yeah, I really do believe that they do. I think there's a lot of men out there who feel a type of way about other men, about the masculine. You know, because that's the next logical step. You know, it's like they only want you for, and I'm supposed to have a conversation with the manosphere soon. And I'm going to come with some hard questions because I really want to know these men, these incels, all of the stuff that they're complaining about. What is it that they really want a woman for? What do they really truly, besides intercourse and maid work, what do they really want a woman for? Like, what is it that they appreciate about women? There's no such thing as two first place winners. Yeah. I want you all to think about that. Like these men who are talking about women all on these podcasts and they're so obsessed with us and they're talking about how to get us. What are they talking about getting us to do? Are they talking about getting us so that they could love us and treat us well and know what it is that we want and be in a partnership where both people are happy? They don't even give a damn if you're unhappy. They'll just sit there in the relationship as long as they're getting what they want. If you see, let's see, SLL, self-love is the best love. There's no such thing as two first place winners. All right. I will see you all in the next video. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself, what I learned from today's video is that in the same way in relationship with men, this is what I learned from today's video. In the same way that in relationship with men, how some men just don't listen, is the same way some of these men on the internet, they do not read to comprehend. They're not paying attention. They're not. And so it's like, okay, so you read something and you can't even comprehend what it is that you just read. So imagine in real life if it's something that you heard, like this is in writing, there's written proof. Imagine this person would have argued me down if there wasn't written proof. So it's like this is a chronic issue across the board because they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about what you want. They want these podcasts to help women figure out how to please men. They don't want to hear, nigga, when you come in, just take the trash straight out. If your woman is coming to you every day when you get in and she's telling you to just take the damn trash straight out as soon as you get in. Just take it out. They don't want to learn how to be good partners for you. They don't want to learn how to be in an equally satisfying relationship. I read this study that said that like 50% of women, like 50% of intercourse with men is 50 to 70% of intercourse with men leads women to orgasm. And the lower numbers are in relationship with men that they don't really know. The more that they get to know men, the more, the more orgasms they have most of the time. But still, there's 70%. Whereas women with women, orgasm rate is in the 90s. That women are climaxing with women, but in relationship with men because they're not taking the time to learn what you want, to learn how you like it. They don't give a fuck as long as they're climaxing. They don't care. Exactly. And then they get mad when you just don't want to have intercourse with them anymore. And it's like they're not listening to you and they don't see how the things are connected. She's stressed out. Her vagina is not moist. And listen, I do not let KY come up in my house. I don't let it come up in the house. There's no need for that. Don't you dare pull that out. No. You either make it moist or you don't get in. It's as simple as that. And when you get in, you're going in on a mission. And don't nobody leave here till the mission is complete. Hear what I'm saying? Don't nobody leave here till the mission is complete for both people. The mission wasn't just to go up in the spacecraft. The mission was to explore the moon. So ain't none of us leaving here until that flag is planted on the moon, if you know what I'm talking about. We all staying right here in this spaceship until both people are satisfied. Ain't no free ride over here. You ain't no jockey, and I ain't no horse at the Grand Prix. Listen. I will see you all in the next video. Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Go out there and love one another. Tonya TKO. Peace.